right. I'll be right back.
You go get a beer. You go get whichever you need. I'm gonna find us out here. There we go. What's up, everybody? We're getting live. It's Wednesday night. We got Barry Little in the house. I'm pumped to catch up to Barry. If you guys haven't seen Barry, you're missing out. I mean, not right now. You can't see Barry either because he just went to go get a beverage because it is home service happy hour. Here we go. If you haven't heard yet, my old Facebook page, my personal one, got hacked. So they shut Dan Plata down, and now I'm Daniel Plata on Facebook. I'm like JC Chanowski turned Jared Chanowski. I'm getting all proper. Might have to get that blue check mark now since I'm using my birth name anyway. We are going live in the Best Damn Bookkeeping business Facebook page here. I'm going to see if I can share it from that. Let me see. Oh, I just realized I hadn't even liked my own business page. We're out here. Where are we? I can see we're live. Wonder if it just doesn't show us right away. Anyway, if you're out there and you're watching, find us in the Best Damn Bookkeeping page. And when you catch up later, we redid, since we switched over to Boots on Ground Radio, we had to redo the podcast on podcast.co. So go out and find the Home Service Happy Hour podcast with the latest and greatest episodes and give that one the 5 stars and the follow if you want to check out more of our fun business entertainment content. But anyway, we're just Barry's out there grabbing a drink. Oh, what you got there?
I got a problem. It's okay. I'll give it some time to melt.
Yeah, there you go. It's just
I grabbed that. This is Sutler sent me one of these cups, so I just
one. Yeah, the cold air. Hey, cold air sinks, so the cold air from that ice cube should work its way down into your cocktail there.
How's my audio? Good? Am I good then?
Your audio's good, buddy. Your video's a little blurry, but you're probably just moving that fast.
Yeah, shaking and baking. Let me fix this.
What the hell you been up to since? I think it's just a little slow. I think it's just a little slow.
Sorry.
Just trying to do the streaming thing. But it won't. I'm looking for us in the Best Damn Bookkeeping page, and it doesn't show us out there anyway. You might be able to, if you're logged into StreamYard in the upper right corner of our screen, you might be able to go. Oh, now your video caught up. Now you're crisp. Now you look like the Barry that I know and love. Technology.
Well, let's shoot for it. Let's shoot for it, man.
Yeah, let her rip. What you been up to since I got to hang with you at Home Service Workshop? Man, I'll tell you. So I just want to say, damn, it was good to see you in person.
It was good to finally meet you too, man. I've been supporting the show. We've been supporting each other back and forth. It's good to actually put a face and real life to the face on the screen,
Oh, big time, dude. Big time, dude.
To meet you.
Yeah, super fun. And Angela reminded me earlier when we were on the radio show, she's like, Barry got his free ticket from watching Home Service Happy Hour. And I was like,
yes.
It all went full circle, and now we're talking tonight. So, man,
absolutely, brother.
Good to get you there and have you there and meet you in the flesh, and hear more of your story. I think we all get our we see this personality that we have online, like our digital personality, but we all got a whole lot more shit going on behind the scenes, and so it's super fun. And just talking about what your wife is up to and some of the plant stuff you guys are doing and all the other things you got going on. It's like, oh man, all I knew about Barry was that he's working a lot of nights, cleaning commercial stuff and just hustling and grinding. And it turns out that's just the freaking tip of the iceberg.
I just got one of my license plates in.
Mr. Plant. Oh, that's sweet. Mr. Plant. That's a good one.
But yeah.
What you been up to since Home Service Workshop? It's like spring hitting full swing for you here.
I tell you what I have been, guys. I've been fired up since going, and I recommend anybody that hasn't been to go because I'm not getting paid to say that. I'm telling you, it was nice to be around like-minded individuals. Iron sharpens iron. It's just lifting each other up, fellowship, and having dinner, having drinks, and just encouraging each other. I was fired up when I got home. I came home and I've been landing jobs left and right. It feels like this is going to be the best year yet, dude. This is going to be the best year yet. No doubt with us. We added line striping. We got I got a major parking lot. I've just done a $10 million wedding venue this week. Yeah, it's a massive. We're gonna be their go-to for routine. I landed another large commercial cleaning as well as parking lot striping. I'll be doing Sunday. It'll be on the internet. Um, just been knocking out the park, dude. Just been killing it, man. Partnering with asphalt companies so that when we get potholes and they want to stripe, we can just have them. Just freaking try to bat 5 million, bro.
Is it stuff you already had in the works, or is it just like momentum from the juice that comes from like a live event and getting motivated and getting inspired and building relationships? Like, I mean, you don't sit still. Like you just
I'm
don't.
wide open.
Wide open. Yeah, you're full throttle all the time. So I can't imagine it's not like a momentum thing in some respect, but I don't think that just happened all of a sudden. I think like that's been happening, and things that are in motion tend to stay in motion, you know?
You know, the best answer to that question, the momentum is freaking, I say persistence is key. So for instance, if I'm just say that I got irons in the fire in commercial and I've been thinking about doing parking lot striping for a couple of years, and then all of a sudden I start getting calls for it. So what in this case, I booked the jobs and then I got the equipment. So I booked the jobs, three jobs, massive, 1,000, 2,000. I mean, not massive, but at least 1,000, 2,000 linear foot on the small side. And then, so I partnered with one company on the first job. I brought them up and we split the job right down the middle. It was really good for them. I think they ended up doing like, they made $2,000 in like 5 hours working with me.
Damn.
I mean, that's a good day for anybody, right?
They're happy. They're
cash.
Happy.
They got done, paid him cash, which is, normally we don't do that, but they needed paid. So I just went ahead and did that. So, and then of course the contractor paid us within 48 hours. But anyway, we did that. And then I was like, you know what? I need to go ahead and get a machine because I've got 3 more jobs lined up for parking lot striping. And I don't want to be on nobody's schedule but my schedule. So I went ahead and just pulled the trigger and we got that machine today. So I'm excited about that.
As the nerdy finance dude, one of my like lessons that I usually talk about when I get on stage is don't buy a toy for every new thing. Go sell it first. Like if you're gonna get a piece of equipment, I like to look at the manufacturing industry. Like if they're gonna put in a production line, they fill that shit up, right? They go sell it before they start putting it in, right? You go get the commitments, you line it up to make sure that the fancy tool you're gonna go get is paid for, and you've got some momentum so you can keep doing it, right? If you're gonna go get that thing, you keep doing it. So I love what you said there, where it's like, I already got 3 jobs lined up. Yeah, you don't go buy it and then like cross your fingers. Like you go make sure you go get the money in advance. You go get that thing paid for. Then when you go home and tell, hey, honey, I'm gonna drop $10,000 on this new thing.
Right.
You're like, don't worry about it though, because I already sold 50. We're good. We'll be fine. Like it's already.
And I think that's what a lot of guys get wrong, brother. I think they, and even myself, I'm speaking from firsthand experience. We all think we need the $40,000 piece of equipment, which is nice, but the business, the equipment does no good if we don't have the business model and the fuel. I always tell people, you probably heard this too, your business should be your propeller that propels your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? It's the engine for your lifestyle. So, if you need to do the marketing, people neglect marketing, man. I don't understand. It's like marketing's get 1 million jobs. If you don't have the equipment, get with somebody that does. Partner up with a contractor.
Oh, yeah. The equipment's out there. You can get it.
It's out there.
Yeah.
Yes, brother.
I think even before the marketing, and I'm probably biased because I own part of Hire Lead Chill, so I obsess about recruiting stuff. I think where people even go wrong before the marketing is they worry so much about the marketing, they forget to go get really good employees. And then they recruit like a piece of shit, complain that nobody shows up, nobody wants to work. They're disgruntled. Nobody wants to work for them. Then they go spend the money on marketing. They get the clients. They don't even have the employees to go do a good job. Then they go buy one shitty piece of equipment or one really expensive piece of equipment to do one job, but they don't have the employees to run it. So they're stuck out there running the whole thing because they didn't hire the right people in the first place. And they like get in this tumultuous cycle where they hate their business. And it's just because, of course, you hate your business if your employees suck and don't show up late and don't do the job right. And you didn't even bother training them right because you didn't believe they were going to stay anyway because you haven't figured that part out. You haven't hired the right people and trained the right people. And it's this like never-ending cycle. And for marketing to work, it only works great if you have great employees. And for recruiting to work, it only works great if your marketing works. Like you have to do both together. If you just do a bunch of marketing, but you don't have employees to go do it, then all you did was guarantee yourself a overbooked job for yourself.
I'm gonna make you smile for a minute, Dan. You'll be proud of me, man. We talk
every time you start talking, you make me smile, Barry. I love it.
Hey, I know I missed my calling, out of work comedian. But you know what? I came home where we did the S corp. Everything's S corp. I got a new workman's comp policy.
Right.
We're about average 2% of our payroll. Workman's comp works at 2 something, which nobody in my area is doing workman's comp. It seems, nobody's doing at least $2 million general liability. Nobody's doing W-2. Like I'm paying, like we start our guys $20 an hour W-2. Training. I hired a new salesperson this week and a lead tech. And the lead tech happened to be a manager at an oil change place for a year and a half, but wasn't moving up. He posted, "Hey guys, I'm leaving from an oil place. You heard of Take 5 Oil is one of those." And he had 150 comments like, "Man, you were the best one there." I called him right up, and I get my oil change there. I was like, "Hey, what are you doing? You got anything lined up? You want to meet Starbucks tomorrow? Okay, come on." He's working with me now. So he sells windshield wipers. He's upsells.
Yeah.
And now he can hire, he can lead. I got him on Company Cam. We got him on Jobber. We got him in our systems. Tonight's his second night. He's driving my flatbed on his way to Huntsville. He's in Huntsville with a crew. Second night out here. So I'm not micromanaging,
Yeah.
But it's amazing, bro. It's amazing when you take the leap and do what you're so afraid of doing, like going to W-2s or, workman's comp's not too expensive. It's expensive not to have it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's so risky, and you lose out on so much real legit work because you're like, it's the old like tripping over dollars to save pennies sort of thing. And
right.
Man, if something happens, like you're just shut down. If something happens to somebody out on your job site, you're out of business. It'd be crazy to not have workers' comp. Like I can't imagine we candidly, in one of our businesses, we had a death a few years ago. The worst thing, guy got electrocuted. Like the worst thing that could ever happen in one of your business.
Wow.
Our number 2 dude got electrocuted, water fed pole, window cleaning. And there's no silver lining at all to that, right? It's like, it is the worst thing. But I don't know what we would have done if we didn't have great insurance. I mean, their family would have been their family lost their kid, right?
Wow.
Our insurance guy was so good at handling that, coaching us, like OSHA, right? We had, I don't know, just under $100,000 worth of fines from OSHA to navigate. And it's like, and you're trying to navigate that while you're like mourning and your team is mourning. And then you're like having to report stuff to OSHA. The value of having good insurance people on your side, like bad shit can happen. We're out doing things, right? We're out in the world working stuff. I just can't imagine. It's like, maybe I'm biased after that situation, but I can't imagine not having that level of peace of mind and like professionals that can help deal with a traumatic event like that. Not that you'd ever want it to happen or wish it to happen, but man, like insurance isn't for using. You don't buy insurance because you're like, yeah, I can't wait till I get to use this.
All right.
Insurance is so that when shit really hits the fan, which like hopefully it never happens, but if it does ever happen, that it just makes it less worse and they can help. Right? It's like it's the same reason why business owners need to build relationships with other business owners, because other people in the world don't understand the stuff we're dealing with. We need to like build a community of ourselves. And I think that's why the live events, going back to how this conversation started, why the live events are so valuable is we get to do this, but it's different when we get to hang out in person, and we don't have enough excuses to go out and do that all the time. It's just powerful.
I just got my ticket for the Huge, by the way, and I'm sure you'll be there, right?
I don't think I'm going because it gets into hunting season, and I'm already gone like weeks and weeks and weeks in the fall. And so for the sake of my wife and my kiddos, I've stopped going to the Huge just to try to not be gone so much in the fall.
Right. Yeah. And you're ice fishing. We can't not go ice fishing, right?
Cannot go
Because
ice
I'm
fishing.
coming up there, bro. I'm coming up there this year sometime. We're gonna go ice fishing.
February. Usually the last few years I've done it like over Valentine's Day. Just that's when usually the fishing gets better. It depends what lake we're gonna go to a little bit, but it'll be late January, early to mid Feb, somewhere in there. We'll get the business owner trip down.
Because I want to be in the next commercial.
Dude, I ran that commercial on my old Facebook page for like a day or two before it got hacked. I gotta bring it back.
Oh my
now.
gosh,
Now I
that's
gotta
hilarious.
that was the first time I spent money on Facebook to boost something, just because I was like, this is just too fun not to like
Right.
throw some money behind and throw out there. And then like right after that I got hacked. And so I gotta redo it. I gotta redo the boost.
Can you get your account back, or is it just gone? It's in the ether.
I talked to a dude that's like a Facebook expert yesterday, and he was basically like, a personal page, it's probably just gone, man. Because there's no recourse to like talk to a human. I've talked to a few people that said, if you have the blue check mark, there you have resources to talk to and whatever, and they can probably get it back. He was like, no, they don't give you it back. So I don't know. I'm hearing like mixed stories on that.
Sure.
People said you get it back, but I also don't know anybody that's actually got an account back, even if they had a blue check mark.
Sure.
He said the best way to go is go through your business page. So now I have a new Daniel Plata profile, and it's relinked to my Best Damn Bookkeeping business page. And then I can get resources through that and see if they can bring it back so I can add it back to my business page.
Yeah.
But he was basically like, man, just don't count on it. Like, for sure, try to get it. It's got 20 years worth of fishing pictures and business content and everything else out there.
20 years? Wow.
20 years, man. I'm 40.
Wow.
I've been on Facebook since college. So it's 20 years worth of 20 years. Frankly, it's 20 years worth of bullshit.
Yeah.
But
still, it's yours.
It's mine. It's mine. But technically, I guess it's Facebook's.
Right.
Depending on how you look at it. And actually, the funny thing was, and I was talking about this on our radio show today, is I'm like not a super sentimental person. Like, sure, I got hundreds of pictures, probably thousands of pictures out there. I've never gone back and looked at them.
Right.
Like, maybe when I'm 80 and I'm like kicking the bucket here, I'll be like, let me go back and look at all the cool shit that I did in my life.
Yeah.
But I'm so much more of a what's in front of me than what's behind me.
That's
and
good.
What am I working on? Like, I try to be in the now, right? What am I worrying about right now? What can I control? I don't worry about the shit that's happening. I don't worry about the shit for tomorrow. I worry about what I'm working on now. And so when I lost my account and it got hacked, I mean, like, I was miserable. It sucked.
Yeah.
And now I didn't know this was going to happen, but the minute they shut it down, it felt like 1,000,000 pounds came off my shoulders. And in like reflection, it was just because somebody was out there posing to be me and like manipulating people.
Right.
And like, it goes against everything I fucking stand for. Like, I'm just such a pure integrity dude. And I like just don't beat around the bush, and I come right at you and I just call it like I see it. And so to have somebody using my thing dishonestly, it like ate me up. And I couldn't like put a finger on it. It just really ate me up. Like, I was losing sleep left and right about it. And so like the minute they shut it down, that kind of went away. And in turn, like, I haven't tried that hard to get it back, because I'm like, well, 90%, 95% of like the angst and the stress that I felt about it was only tied to the fact that it was still out there and somebody was using it to try to screw people over.
Right.
And it had my name on it. Like, that was that was not fun at all. The minute that stopped, it's like, yeah, it'd be nice to have it back, but whatever. I'll be the new Daniel Plata, and I'll just start a new one. Like, it's not the end of the world. So
it would have been better if they were just it was just dormant, like sitting there, versus scamming, trying to pretend to be you.
Yeah.
That would have been better. Like, oh man, I forgetting your password or something like that. That would have been better. But yeah, man.
It was funny. Michael Gregory, he was on my radio show earlier, and he's one of my business partners in Higher Lead Chill. He was like, dude, like, I don't know if you meant to do it, but man, you got so much free publicity out of your Facebook account getting hacked. Like, everybody's been talking about it. Everybody's been posting about it. Like, I think it was beneficial. And I was like, it's kind of funny you say that because like 3 people who I've had bookkeeping conversations with, and I don't, this is probably my lack of being a good salesperson is I'm not going to force it. I don't chase them around forever. I'm not like, yo man, when are we going to do this thing? Yo man, when are we going to do this thing? I'm just like, hey, I'm here. You know when you need it. Hit me up when you need it. And so there was like 3 people that have been in that world of mine of like, yeah, we talked about bookkeeping. You know how to do bookkeeping whenever you want. Like, I'm not going to chase you around and try to make you do it and try to sell you some shit. Like, you got to let me know if you want it. And 3 of those people have reached out to me and been like, dude, I've been meaning to reach back out to you. I got to get this damn bookkeeping thing going. And I'm like, hey, now I'm back. I'm just Daniel. I'm Daniel instead of Dan. So, as long as you can work with a proper name bookkeeper.
I think we became friends on your new account. I think, right?
Yeah, we're out there. It wouldn't. You're too popular though. It wouldn't let me friend you. You had to friend me. That was what it was. I tried to friend you, but it would only let me follow you because you're too.
No. I accepted a friend request.
Oh, did you?
I hope that was you. I was like, man, is this the right one?
Is this the real Dan? Yeah.
Then I looked and it had like just 500 people.
I think it's less than that still. Like it's not even a week old. Like I'm still.
So I had to be you. Then it had a few pictures on there, and it had. I think JC and Angela. I said, well, this has got to be him. So I accept. So yeah, we're friends.
I do need.
Make sure
I only have like my headshot and then a picture of me with like a couple kiddos, or me and my wife and my 2 daughters like 4 or 5 years ago. I need to post some hunting and fishing pictures out there so people are like, oh yeah, that's for sure Dan. Like, of course that would be Dan stuff. I need a few more pictures out there. That's the one.
Yep, 400. Yep, that's it.
I'm coming back. I'm 1/10 of the way back to. Although it is kind of funny because like my old Facebook page, so many people were on there from high school and college, and I just don't stay in touch with. Like,
right.
I don't use my Facebook profile for personal use at all.
Right.
I mean, I just don't. I don't post pictures about what me and my family are up to. I like hunt and fish all the time. I don't even post that shit out there. Like,
right.
I only use it for business relationships because I don't want the world to know personally what I'm up to.
Exactly.
Like, I'm no secret about it. I drink Busch Lights and I hunt. I mean, look at this. Like, you can't make this up. My wife bought me a mini fridge to have at my desk for when I'm podcasting. And there's 2 Busch Lights in it. Like 2 tall boys.
Busch Light needs to send that check, don't they?
Yeah. I need a beer sponsor. I'll drink any of them. I'm not that picky, but this is like the cost effective ones. But I got nothing to hide. I just also have nothing to post because I don't like. I'm very much not the guy that's like, look at what I'm up to. I'm like, nobody gives a shit what I'm up to. If I have some cool business stuff to share, I want to teach people and I want to show like some cool things that can be done.
Right.
But nobody cares about what I'm eating for dinner.
That's what I was talking. I was having a conversation about this yesterday with people that every time they get some money, they want to post a picture of the money, which I never really thought made sense, or a picture of, just everything. Like they get in a new relationship that posted 2 weeks later, they're out of a relationship posted. They're just like, it looks like they're just so unstable, to be honest.
Hey, speaking of unstable, I think if you look at my Facebook page, it says like, married to Marty Marie, still pending. My wife hasn't accepted. Like when I started my new Facebook page,
right?
I friended her and then I said, hey, I'm married to this gal. She still hasn't accepted. I don't know if she's trying to like send me a message, what she's got going on. But I think I'm still pending being married. I don't know if she accepted my.
I think you're married, yeah.
Oh, I am married now. Oh,
yeah,
good.
You're married.
Good. That's good. She's traveling right now, so maybe she just left. I don't think so because she keeps texting me and telling me to do shit around the house. So I think she ends up coming back. She was like, she wants me to get some shit done before she gets here. But so where's the on your bit? Let's drop the Facebook thing. I'm sick of talking about this damn Facebook.
It's okay, go ahead.
Let's talk about some business stuff.
Yeah.
I want to go. This is the thing we got to do. You and I haven't done this yet. I don't even think we did it when we were down in Orlando, which is take me back in time to how Barry Little got started in the home service space. Like, did you just like fall into this thing? Was this a dream from your childhood?
No.
We all have such a weird story about like how we ended up doing this stuff. Give us a little trip down memory lane, and then we'll take that and run it forward with where the hell you're going with it.
Okay, so as far as the home service business, I've always done construction and bricklaying and concrete work and just really roofing, just kind of hands-on stuff
Yeah.
all throughout when I, after high school and everything like that. And some factory jobs, like most of us guys have done, and gals too. But I started detailing. I was like detailing cars maybe 15, 20 years ago. And I had my first shop about, I guess it was maybe 17 years ago, 15 or 17 years ago. And then I just stopped doing it for a while.
Like you had a shop and cars would come to you and you'd
they would come there, and then I would do mobile too. I would go to gyms, like my friends had gyms. We'd set up there and detail them while they're working out, gyms.
Oh yeah.
And then we had a shop downtown too. So I had that. And to be honest, I hung out more than I worked. I just had a big screen leather couch in there, was just kind of hanging out and maybe wash a couple of car a week. But it was a hangout spot. It was a speakeasy, I guess you'd say. But
yeah.
But I did that, and then I got married to my wife right over 10 years ago, and we were working at in Nashville, and I started just picking up detailing again. Went on Craigslist, and I got me I think it was a $50 pressure washer and a vacuum cleaner, shop vac, that had tape around. It was like it was $40.
Yeah, it looked like the shop vac was sitting in my garage. Yeah.
I met the guy on the side of Interstate, gave him $40 and went to work and started detailing on the side. Right, I started detailing on the side, and then everybody in this startup company got laid off. Right, so everybody was getting laid off. And me and this other girl was the last two to go because I ran basically. I opened the place, ran the equipment, and I shut it down. And then she was like a technician as well. But I ended up getting laid off one Friday. They called me in the office and said, "Hey, we'll have to shut down. We'll have to, we can't afford to pay you guys no more. So here's like $350. My wife's pregnant. Like she ain't working. I ain't got no job. I happen to be detailing on the side, and I said, okay, well." It's a long ride home, man. I should drive an hour and a half each way to work. And it was a long drive home that day to go home and say, hey, I'm jobless and we have no money and you're pregnant.
Yeah.
So I did that. And then I said, okay, so that was on a Friday. Saturday, I went out and I put a polo on and started knocking on doors, and I already had detailing cars, like, out at Barry's Detail. I don't even know what it was, the name. I could probably find one maybe, but I landed some bank jobs cleaning the nastiest, dirtiest repoed cars up for like $50 for 3 hours. I'd be out there doing that stuff.
You're like, but I made $50.
My gosh, man, out there. And one thing led to another, and then I started detailing more. Then I started washing tractor trailers, and then I started washing tankers, and then that's kind of what led me into the gas stations and started washing all their big tanker trucks. One thing after another, just persistent every day. Just faith. That just like we talked about in the beginning, momentum. If I got enough momentum going, and I got things that, say me and you were thinking about some business ideas, Dan, or me or whoever, and all of a sudden opportunity comes. I've already been thinking about it for 2 years. I'm ready to put it in plan.
Yeah.
It ain't like, oh, I should be an electrician. It's like, no, I'm already doing concrete cleaning. Why don't I strike the parking lot while I'm there? So anyway, fast forward to that. And I've been doing it 10 years now, and have built the business out of it. Now we just started, a plant business about 16 months ago. And I have a taco business also, a taco truck.
Dude, I'm just gonna like make a special trip sometime and come and eat some of your tacos. We serve tacos at our wedding. You can't stop me from we had when my wife is out of town. This is like what happens in my household. We do tacos one day, and then we do nachos the next, because like that's the best leftover use of taco meat.
Absolutely, brother.
And this week I was like, girls, what do you want? By the way, in our house it's always venison, so that's tacos instead of tacos.
Right.
Tacos. So this week we had enchilados. So yesterday was a fresh batch of enchilados, and today was leftover enchilados. Like we're like Polish German, but you can't stop us from some Mexican food. Like you get some tacos and enchilados going.
How about some Buckarooski jerky?
Dude, I was mowing down jerky today. I'm not even gonna lie about it. That was my like snack after I ran. I ran 5 miles and I was beat, and I was like, I need some water and some jerky, get some protein in me.
That's it, brother. But yeah, that was my story. That's how it started, and here we are. Here I am, like really scaling it to the next level as far as like stepping away, taking hats off. As far as I'm 45 now, so my plan is I want to. The next 5 years, I want to build it to where I'm going to be in multiple locations. My next location is going to be Orlando, Florida. I'm thinking probably most likely. I've already been down there multiple times. I'm always doing like once a month. And then, with the plant business. So the plant business does well. I won't even have to worry about the pressure washing. I'll still do it because my passion is it. I do it because I care. I really enjoy what I do. I really enjoy the business of pressure washing. I really do. It's like you see these guys that they just want to, and there's nothing against it. They'll want to do it for a couple of years and just sell the company or build it to sell it.
Yep.
I just recently, as I'm getting older, thinking like, do I want to sell it or do I want to pass it down? And I'll probably just pass it down, but because I really genuinely care about this industry, man. I got reclaim systems. They're expensive. I mean, not everybody has a reclaim system, and just, like I said, all the insurance is also. I'm in PWNA. I pay $100 a month for that, just so I can. Everybody when they hire, they do all the training, all that stuff, certifications, and it's just I really take it seriously,
Yeah.
So,
I don't know what. I don't think there's a right answer to like then what then what question of like what's the end to the means type of thing here. And I feel like an obligation as a business owner to reckon with that. And I feel like some people reckon with it too soon and jump the gun, and they're like, I'm gonna grow this thing and sell it. And I'm like, yeah, but once you grow it and it just makes you money, why would you just sell it? Like it's more valuable to keep unless you don't. And back to the people thing, like unless you don't have the leadership thing, but then you're just building a job anyway. So it's not that valuable to sell anyway. And I've thought about this when I built Best Damn Bookkeeping, because my last bookkeeping business, I had partners in. And so it really wasn't my decision. They were investors. And I was the minority shareholder, but I was the operator. Really shitty situation. Don't recommend getting yourself in. But so I didn't have any say in what the exit was besides I had the obligation to go get these investors as much money as I could, which just felt bad. And eventually I was like, I got to get the hell out of here. This isn't me. In Best Damn Bookkeeping, it was like, well, I have no intention of ever exiting. Like, I love this. I get to talk to business owners like you all the time. And then I get to help them with their finances. And my job is literally to do the thing I love to do the most every single day. I talk to business owners and help them. Fucking cool. It's the coolest.
Awesome. Yeah, exactly. Why would you sell it?
It's like who would I sell it to? I wouldn't trust anybody to talk to my clients. F them.
The only way you could, in my opinion, if you want to sell it, your business, you would have to, unless you're young, like like in your 20s or 30s, you would have to buy a business that's already turnkey,
Yeah.
But then why would you do that when you already have one,
Exactly.
It makes sense. It doesn't make sense really if you think about it.
I've had a few folks in different like CEO groups that I'm in that have either gone this route or been a part of this type of business, which is you can sell the business to the employees, right? You can ESOP it. You don't that costs a few $100,000 to do, and it is not going to be your highest value exit. It's a market-based exit, right? It's not the best and highest buyer. And it buys you out slowly, and then it turns it over to the employees, and the vested employees get shares and whatever else. And I'm like, man, yeah, you probably got it. It's got to be like a $5 to $10 million business to do it. But that is everything my business is wrapped around. Is I don't want to grow it for me. I don't give a shit about the money. Like I'll make money. I can go make money tomorrow doing whatever. I could go make money tomorrow being a hunting and fishing guide. I enjoy that as a hobby. I like this as a career and a business. But I'm not really concerned about the money. I can go make money tomorrow doing anything. So it's like, I don't need to sell it to the highest buyer. I need to sell it to the people that matter the most, which is the people that came along on the journey and the people that started it with me and were the first few employees and that gave a shit about all the clients. And I think that's a cool exit. So that's my game plan, is get it to the point where I can afford to spend a few $100,000 to ESOP it and sell it all to the employees.
So what, as I back up and add on to what I was saying earlier about your business being an engine to propel your lifestyle, my what I would never sell my business. I don't think. I mean, the 99% or 97% of that I would not, because what I want to do is try to make the world a better place, man. I want to try to be able to help kids. I want to, have nonprofit stuff I've done for a long over 10 years also. I just want to be able to foster kids, adopt kids, man. If I'm able to not have to be worried about if I can, I don't want money to be an object. I want it to be a tool to make the world a better place. And if I can do that, man, I'm happy with that. If I can get right now, the next 5 years, I'm trying to put my business on steroids cruise control in multiple locations, at least Tennessee, Alabama, and Florida, to where I can take and spend, because I got 2 daughters, man. I've got 2 daughters. One of my daughters may be with us forever, man. I don't know, so I got to think about the future of that. And I got to think about, my health and my longevity of it. And, if my name's attached to it, I don't want anybody to run it in the ground. Our motto is people over profits. I mean, it's a lot behind it. And legacy, man, it's really what's important to me, man, making a difference.
Yeah. I don't, and I grapple with that too. Cause it's fun. It's like, I don't so much care about my legacy, but I care about the company's legacy and what it means to the people that were a part of it. Like, my legacy got thrown away in 2 minutes when somebody hacked my Facebook profile. Right?
Oh, yeah. You're the crypto king, right?
Yeah, my legacy is all over the place. I'm drinking Busch Lights 1 minute, and the next minute I'm slinging crypto, man. I'm helping some Mexican family hold up banners in front of their house or whatever the hell that guy was posting.
Disco Danny.
He did a bad job of being me, though. There was no beer in the pictures, and he typed in perfect English where I type in swear words and abbreviated words. He was way off base.
The best darn bookkeeping.
Yeah. Which I did have to do that on Google because Google wouldn't let me put the word damn on my Gmail. So I had to be best darn bookkeeping. But no, it's like, and I'm not married to anything either in that regard. The world may change, my outlook may change, but I think it's an interesting thing to perpetually grapple with of what's the point of all of it.
Right.
Working, but the point for me isn't to go make a bunch of money. If it does that, cool. But then who am I, like you said, so what? Then who am I trying to help? What's the means of this money? Who's it benefiting? I just need enough money to buy a new bow every 5-10 years and a couple hunting and fishing trips with the people I want to go hunting and fishing with. I can do that.
And I got a Harley. I got a Harley in the over the other part of the basement garage over here. I ain't even got tags on yet, man. I got to start making some me time, man. I think I told you about that at the thing. I just work all the time, Yeah.
Non-stop. That is tricky but work isn't a penalty to you. Right. And that's why I say you just don't stop moving. And I, in my little blip that I wrote tonight, I was like, man, this guy moves so much that makes me feel like I'm sitting still too much, and I move a lot. People would ask me, when you're in the corporate job and they ask you for your biggest weaknesses, mine was always answering this question and sitting still. I suck at answering this question and I suck at sitting still. Just not built to relax. I'm built to be all right, let's go do some shit. I'm done sitting around here. And when I'm hanging out with you, I'm like, damn, I feel like I'm sitting around too much. Look at Barry. That guy hasn't sat down in 10 years.
Let's look at this week. And I'll announce it right here on this show first. I just signed the paperwork for a new shop to be built with a kitchen and a shower and then a conference room and office in there. Brand new building should be done hopefully by fall.
I like the kitchen.
10 by 12 doors.
That's a nice little touch there.
Close to the airport so that I can jump on a plane within a quarter mile, fly anywhere I need to, fly back. If I want to work all day, shower, jump on a podcast like this, I can do it right from my shop. They're going to build it to me, sweet me. I just got a new bleach contract so I can service all the contractors in my area with nice. Bleach. And I'm not trying to get rich. If I could just get my bleach for free, that I'm happy with that. You know what I'm saying? Because if they're paying so much, I'm going to cut the price anyway. I did that. we meet tomorrow for we're moving. Our other business is moving into a 3,000 square foot shopping plaza between TJ Maxx and Academy Sports, right next to UPS for the plant store.
Is that the plant biz?
Yep. So
we're gonna get to the
that.
plant biz. We got to spend like a whole fucking hour on the plant biz. That business,
right?
Cool.
So we'll that done this week. I picked a brand new striper up tonight. Remember, we added the striping. We picked the laser up, all that tonight. Hired 2 people this week. I mean, it's just been constantly going, man. And one day I can say, like, Dan, guess what? I'm being still right now. I'm nothing going on. But I gotta go.
Hey Dan, can we talk? I'm really bored right now. I decided
I got my seatbelt on.
So Barry, one thing I want to ask you, I want to get to the plant business and talk about that and the different irons you have in the fire and the taco stuff and the nonprofit stuff. But as you started detailing and washing stuff and moving, most people that start going down that path and they're the technician and they're the doer have a really hard time as they start bringing people on. And first, like, the systems and processes for how do we find the people and how do we train the people. And then the next one is how do we manage the people. And then the next one is how do we lead the people. And then the next one after that is like, how do we lead the managers who manage the people? And then how do we lead the leaders, right? Like the 5 levels of leadership, John Maxwell type of stuff. And you've gone through that all. What was that journey like? Because when you were just hustling, were you like, yeah, I'm gonna grow a massive team, and this is what I'm all about, and I'm gonna have these managers in place. I'm gonna do this thing. Like, did you screw that up a few times? Was that intimidating?
I failed forward. I always fell forward. So if I could go back, if I could just go back, I would do it totally different. I would form the LLC right away, S Corp, and not have another LLC holding company hold the company. I mean, I would do multiple layers there. I would create systems on everything from changing the oil to how to apply. I mean, everything would be videotized with Q. I mean, but I can't go back. So now I'm reverse engineering it. And I'm also trial and error with hiring people. So I don't mind throwing it out there. I pay 15% to my salespeople, which is a high. Most people pay like 8%, 10%. If you go out and close a lead, 15%. If you're on my job and you upsell, I'm giving you 7.5%. You be my technician. Everybody in my company can make commission. It don't matter what if your technician, lead man, sales, it's and I want to bless people with that. So 15% gets fire into people's butt, man. Like, and just like the sales tech, I closed the job. It was my job. I just gave her the commission because she went out there with me and I showed her how to do it, which is a nice. I mean, it was just a $2,500 job the other day, but it was like ended up being like 300 something bucks for just coming out there and training with me. Here you go. It keeps coming, it keeps coming.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with that.
And do it again and do it again and do it again.
Do it again and do it again. And now she's fired up. I'm getting her cards and it's amazing. But I've gotten to the point, Dan, to where, used to sit back and worry about, well, the problem is business owners think that nobody can do it like we can do it. Nobody can wash a house like us. Nobody can wash a concrete like us. We can train a monkey to do that. A person can, we can train people to do that. Just like they say, if a person can get it 80% right, I'm happy with that. It's not going to be 100%. Yeah. But to the customer, it's 100%.
Well, and eventually, like, they're going to, in year one, they're going to be 80%. Eventually, they're going to pass you. Like,
absolutely. And I want to be the dumbest person in the room. I want to be learning from everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
And I want my techs to be like, I want them to come here and love their job. I want them to love it. We eat tacos, we eat Mexican every day. I want it to be where I feed them good. We go out and get haircuts together. We go get some new shoes together. We go to the river, just building culture, not just work, but culture. Yeah. Like, one of my hiring questions is, what is your dream? What do you see yourself in 5 years? How can I help you get to your goal? And I tell them, I'll never get upset if you, with a certain amount of notice, let me know you're going to start your own business or go somewhere else and better yourself. Yeah. I'm all for that, So I'm just trying to rethink the way I'm trying to create a culture in my business to where people, they don't want to go nowhere. And if they do, it's always a great ending. We left on great terms,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's like a tipping point. I guess the follow-up question I have to that is, did you always think like that? Or did you have experiences you started hiring people where you're
Yeah.
like, oh shit, I'm doing this thing wrong and I'm turning these people over and they don't want to stay here anymore. And then I'm like back on the truck. And like, I feel like it's not a smooth journey, right? It's like the roller coaster of trying to
Yes.
figure out the recruiting thing is I think that's probably the trickiest thing that hangs up so many of us is trying to figure out how do we find the right people? How do we train them? How do we coach them?
One of the
How do
main
we,
things
how
I
do we, like,
changed.
identify them?
One of the main thing I changed this year. I don't like paying hourly. I don't like putting people in a bubble. I'd rather
No.
give you a commission and you'll never work over 40 hours. I'd rather give you, instead of giving you $20 an hour, which is 800 for 40 hours, right? I'd rather give you $800 and we may work 3 days one day. We may work 5 days. You're never going to work over 40 hours, but you're going to have it so good to where sometimes you can work 30 hours and make $800 or 20 hours.
Yep.
That's great. Why would you want to even, and then on top of that, you can make commission on sales, but if you're not churning out, of course, we're going to have a talk and stuff. I haven't had to do that yet, but you gotta pull your weight, but I'm going to bless you along the way. I'm going to make it to where you don't need to want to look for another job,
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I don't like hourly. I like it. I hate even saying salary. I like it performance based. I like performance based pay.
Has to be. Even with anybody that's it's harder to do on the admin side. Like there's different incentives you can build into admin roles, but especially with the producer, with the technician, with my bookkeepers and my account managers, I have them as like a base salary instead of a base hourly because it's an office job. But every month I do a pay per performance true up. And the thing I love about pay per performance, especially with hands-on work, whether it's window cleaning, pressure washing, poop scooping, maid service, HVAC installing, lawn care, I don't care. If you are out there doing a thing, if you own a business and you have people out there doing a thing, there's a couple things that are true about how you pay people. If you pay somebody hourly, and you can't effing argue this, like, because I know some people that are like, hourly is the way to go because X, Y, and Z. You can't argue this, which is if you pay somebody hourly, the only way they can make more money is by taking longer at the job.
Yes.
And the only way you can make more money is if they take less time at the job. And so you are at odds against one another. I don't even care about the money. I care about the culture. Hourly is so detrimental to your culture because you win when they lose and they win when you lose. And like, that's awful. You need to build a thing where you win together or you lose together. Losing together still sucks, but it still emboldens the culture. Winning together escalates the culture, but losing together can still like build your culture. But when you win and their paycheck is smaller, or when their paycheck is bigger and you lose as a result, that's not a healthy business model. No. So hourly pay, that's what it does. And I know people that have hourly pay systems and they're okay. They're still in business. Their cost of goods sold is way more highly variable because it's not locked in. It can be better, it can be worse. And I'm not saying they can't have a good culture. They just have that battle to fight all the time. And the beauty of pay per performance is when you write a huge bonus check to somebody, you're like their biggest advocate. You are their biggest high fiver. You're like, let me write more of these huge ass bonus checks because you are crushing it. And when you crush it, I make more money and I can't wait to give you some. Like,
and you know what? They're your biggest recruiter too. They're telling their friends, man, I love my job. Like, can you get me a job there? And you know what? People want you become the Bentley of your industry, the Rolls Royce. People want to work there. You don't have to advertise. People want to work there, And that's what's just amazing. That goes back to my people over profits motto. That's my motto. And of course, that's not a business model. Of course, we have to make profit, but it's not our main focus. Our main focus is empowering our people for their dreams to come true. Because when their dreams come true, our dreams come true. Everybody wins.
Yep. And that I think that's the biggest thing is like it just has to be a win-win. Tommy Mello always says like your dream needs to be so big that your employees' dreams fit inside of it. And I just love the visual that creates because it aligns with where everybody's going. And like I said, it might be a lose-lose, which is, hey, technician dude, you're not productive enough and that's hurting the business and it's hurting you, right? Your paycheck is too small, and I'm not okay with your paycheck being that small. And so we either need to help you get more productive, or I need to help you go find another job. Doesn't mean you're a bad person, but like, I want you to make more money and be more productive, and you want to make more money and be more productive. So even when even when you're losing together, you're still on the same team. You're still on the same side of the table. And I think that's just so valuable in building the culture, and that everything is a we discussion and not a you versus me discussion.
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head.
It's powerful, man. Like I said, even in our bookkeeping business, we bill clients once a month. So it doesn't tie with our payroll cycle. So I have them on a base salary, and then anything over a percentage at the end of the month, how much revenue they have under management, they get the upside of it. And it takes them some time to get there to like build their clientele and their client list. But then after that, everything that they produce, they get the upside of. And I need them to, because it's not, nobody would want to have a job where you're working twice as hard as the person next to you and you make the same amount of money. Like, that's just not okay.
And that's the reason I got rid of hourly, because I'd have guys out here that are hiding in the bathroom or, on their phones, and other guys doing all the work, making the same amount of money, and they're not with us no more. So
yep, it's not okay. It's not okay.
It ain't okay at all. And you know what? I'll ask all my guys, hey, how was so and so? How you guys? Are you guys getting along? You guys like each? I care. I ask the questions. It's not like, hey, go get my work done. Like, it's like, I care about that. It's the little things. I go in the store, I get everybody a Red Bull. My workers go in the store, they give me a Red Bull. It's not just like, you're the boss, you get us. It's a two-way street.
Mm-hmm.
And it isn't like, it just happens. It just happens.
Yeah. Everybody's got everybody's back.
Exactly.
One of the things I've found, and like, we're saying a lot of things, but I think we'd be remiss to say we didn't screw this up 20 times before we got it right the first time, right? Like, it's a journey, and you're figuring out your system and your process for it. This is my 8th business, between like all the different entities we had at Blue Sky Services, and then me like abandoning what I had built there and starting this up at Best Damn Bookkeeping. And I have Hired Lead Chill, and I have some other, probably past 10 now. I just said 8 because it sounded right, but as I'm counting, I'm like, it's probably more than 10. But man, I mean, I've screwed it up so many times. I'm still sure I'll look back at this in 5-10 years and be like, oh man, I can't believe, like, I thought I had it right then. Right. Like, it's such a journey. But one thing I found, and there's like different things I'll watch in our employees to gauge whether our culture is right. And a lot of it comes back to when they're not afraid to tell me what to do, or bring ideas to me. And back to the like hiring people smarter than you, and enabling them to help grow your business instead of telling them everything they need to do. Like, you can build the systems and the processes, but ultimately the people are the thing that carry the business forward. We hired a dude last week. I thought he was going to be a really good fit. Just like a couple things that weren't going well. And our trainer, Amy, came to me on Monday and was like, man, like this and this and this. And I was like, so you don't think he's a good fit? And she's like, yeah. I was like, he's out. Like, what? We don't need to debate it. I can go find amazing people. He's a C or a B player. We don't need to debate it. We need to let this dude go so he can go pursue what he's going to be the best in the world at. It ain't here.
Hire fast, fire faster.
Yeah, it's like if you're thinking, meh, like, why would we keep a meh? But she wasn't afraid to say meh. Like, she wasn't afraid of disappointing me, right? Like, I chose him. She's the trainer. She was like, yo, he's no Ashley. Like, Ashley was the gal she had trained before that. And she was just like, yeah, it's nothing like training Ashley. And I was like, well, like, what are we doing? Let's get rid of him. Let's go find another Ashley. Ashley's great. Let's go find more of that, right? And Kati is great, and Katie's great, and Skip is great. Let's go find more of them. Why would we keep a meh,
Right.
And she called the shot. She was just like, yeah, it's not gonna work. I was like, all right, well, now we got Vicky starting in 2 weeks. So
that's good. I mean, it's good that that's the culture that needs to be built. Like, there's no, you're doing a disservice to them and yourself by prolonging it, man. It's going to happen. Like, you're not happy here. Go be happy where you want to be happy at,
Yeah, I did.
In better words of that, but
Yeah, I felt sexist in this. We were laughing as a team because we're a female dominated team. And I was like, man, I feel sexist. We've let three account managers go. I guess 4. But of the last few of them, like the last couple were dudes. And I was like, man, I feel like we gotta, like, we're just sexist now. We're just female dominated. But you either can hang or you can't. I don't know. I don't know if it's gender specific or not.
Probably not, but
it is what it is. Like we're just on a little bit of, if you flip a coin, you're going to get so many heads and so many tails, and sometimes you might get 4 heads in a row. I don't know. But we're just playing the game. We just got to get the best people in the world on the team. That's all. That's all we got to do.
And it's finding the right people and nurturing the right people. Nurturing is very important. We spend a lot of times finding the right people, and just like finding the right customer. We'll close all these deals and have these jobs on the books, but then we don't nurture them. We just look for the next one. Like, instead of nurturing our customers, every customer has family. So you get one customer, you should get 3 to 5 of their family members if you do a great job.
Yep.
Same way with employees, and get them and nurture them and pour into them and be patient, and just remember that you started somewhere. We all start somewhere.
Yeah.
I started in the trunk of a car with a pressure washer. I didn't know what I was doing, but I figured it out figured it out along the way. You know what? The reason I was successful is because of God and persistence, man. If I wouldn't have got up every single day and had crazy faith that I'm going to be successful, I wouldn't be successful. People say, I'm going to throw $100 a day in Google, or I'm going to do this. And yeah, it works. There's nothing against that. But nothing beats good old fashioned hard work and grit,
Mm-hmm.
And attitude determines altitude, man. Like, don't just wait. Just go out there and make it happen, man. Dude, I can't tell you, Dan, I can't tell you how many large, massive jobs, massive commercial jobs I've closed by showing up. I don't know anybody, showing up on a job site, going find out where the office is on lunchtime, and going in there and introducing myself, and then coming back the next day and buying everybody lunch there. And then I get the whole freaking 50,000 square foot warehouse on that. Not from a Google lead, which they're good. We have amazing Google reviews, but just shaking hands and kissing babies, man. I mean, I just, my biggest contracts come from that, man. I mean, at some point, obviously we're going to scale so big to where it's just funneled in just massively, but that's where it started,
Yeah.
I wouldn't see it for nothing.
Relationships are the most important part of the business, in anybody's business.
Sure.
And I do wonder, as AI gets more prevalent, like it's going to change some things, but I think it's going to put more of an onus on relationships. People are going to be that much more interested in having a relationship because they need to trust it, and they're going to be wary of everything they see digitally. Like, they might watch this and be like, Barry's a little blurry. Is that AI?
Right.
They're gonna want that. They're gonna want to know who it is.
Is that Dan or is that Crypto Dan?
It could be Crypto Dan. Maybe I need to change it to Daniel Plata just so.
But yeah, I see what you're saying, and that's true. I've heard people say that as well. It's going to make it
interesting to watch,
more personal. Yes,
I do. And it's funny you talked about, like, the value of a client is also their family, and like delivering and building that relationship. And I think that was a big reflection for me when I started Best Day in Bookkeeping about 1.5 years ago. And before that, I had a bunch of investors and we were running businesses together. But and this isn't like detriment to them. I don't mean this is like an insult, but investors have one goal, which is ROI, right? They want to generate a return. And as the operator of that business, and maybe like I misconstrued it, but as the operator of that business, it feels like every metric I'm looking at is acquisition cost and revenue per this and dollars per month and what's our cost to get. And granted, like, I'm a finance guy.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the P&L relentlessly and trying to build the best business model. But the one thing when I started Best Day in Bookkeeping, I'm like, F all of that. I'm throwing all of that out the window. We have one metric. And I still, to this day, our team has one metric, and it's client attrition, and we have a goal of 0. We don't lose clients.
Right.
We owe it to them to kick ass for them.
Right.
I'm not saying we bat 1,000, but we bat pretty damn good, right? And if if there's one thing that we screw up, we scrutinize the hell out of it. And we do it as a team, right? Like we want to win together. And so we only look at client attrition. And there's a funny thing if you really focus on client attrition and you don't lose clients, which is you have to spend way less on marketing. Not to say don't spend money on marketing. Like it's good to let people know you exist. I still go to trade shows. I pay to produce this podcast. Like that's marketing to me, is to get this out there and create awareness.
Right.
But like all of our clients come from awareness and referrals. And that's it.
Right.
Not to say don't run ads. I'm not saying don't run ads. I'm just saying it's so powerful when there's no, like there's a couple people out there who have bad things to say about Best Damn Bookkeeping. It's funny to me. There's a few that are in like one group. 2 of them have never even been clients of this business. They were clients of my last business when the core values were different. The business model was different. The intentions were different.
Right.
There's still, and like that trust doesn't, like once that trust is broken, I think this is a really good lesson for everybody out there, which is like, I'm not a bad dude. All I care about is serving people. But once that trust is broken, even if you're part of a different thing, they still don't trust you, right? It's so valuable to not lose those clients and retain that trust. And there's no going back, right? If whatever the case is, like
once it's broke, it's broke.
Yeah, they have their reasons, it's their thing. It's not my thing, but it's like it's such a valuable lesson of building those relationships and retaining those relationships. And not every client is meant to be your client. That's fine. But like the clients that are meant to be your client, damn, those relationships are so valuable. And keep them. Don't lose them. Good. Like treat them really well. Crush it for them.
Absolutely, man. And people will say, 5 rounds in our industry or 10 rounds or mostly 5 rounds. You should do 5 rounds with family rounds. You should at least get 5 of their family members. You get 5 of their neighbors. Why not get 5 of their family members? Yeah,
it's easier for them to refer to their family than it is to their neighbors.
Yeah, they're not going to shop.
They might not even like their neighbors. They might not even like them.
Exactly. But yeah. So you wanted to talk about the plants too?
Dude, I want to talk about the plants, and I want to get a Busch Light out of this mini fridge next to me here. These things are just, they ain't gonna drink themselves. Shoot, I got a cord in the latch. All right, here we go. I couldn't shut the fridge. I had a cord in there. My microphone is wobbly. I gotta be careful. Like a little screw or something came out of it, and it just tips.
How do I send the link out? My sales rep is like, hey, I want to send the link for.
I don't know if you can, because I can't go live.
Okay, yeah.
I can't go live on my. Let me see if I can do it this way. No, there. This is me from earlier. When I go live on my personal page, which I can't do right now because of stupid Facebook stuff.
Sure.
When I'm live on there, then I can make it like public and we can share it. But I can only go live on my business page right now, and it doesn't actually let you go live. It says that you're live, but it won't stream it live.
They got you in a pickle, don't they, man? Goodness gracious.
Yeah, it's frustrating, but I think, I think I'll be able to be live again in a few weeks. It sounds like it's a couple weeks, and then you're back to being able to do stuff.
Hey, you see, I'm growing my hair out.
Here we go,
man. I'm growing my hair out after 20 years, man.
Let me see. Well, let me do this.
Trying to, anyway.
Let's see.
Yeah, let me know. We'll send the link.
I'm trying to. I found it out here. It's on the Best Damn Bookkeeping business page, which I haven't spent any time at all blowing up. So there's not that much out there, and I'm trying to figure out how to share it from there, but it won't really let me. Let's see.
Actually, look at this. Watch this. You see here?
Yeah.
Watch.
Hey, there we are.
No, I'm going to share this. Actually, look at this. Watch this.
It's funny listening to us like
I know, like look.
This
I'm
is
gonna
how
go ahead. Look, I'm gonna hit that like button for you. Look, bing.
Boom. There you go. Look at that. We got one more like. Now we're on a roll here. Yeah, we're figuring this out. I can share it. You can share it to a group. That's about all I can do from my end. But I'm also not. What am I doing here? There, I shared it.
I copied the link and I'm gonna send the link right back to you to see if that even, if that obviously works.
Oh, that's a good idea. I bet that'll yeah.
Look, I just sent the link to your. I messaged you. You got it. So maybe click that and see if you can open it.
I wonder. So I can open it in Messenger. And I wonder.
Hey, Laney. Laney's on here, my sales rep. Yeah, the problem, Laney, is his Facebook got hacked, and now this is his new account, and it won't let him go live for a while. So I had to send you the link.
Yeah, there we go. There. Now I was able to post it. I think from
my link I sent you.
Yeah, I think
that got it, brother. You got
Laney in here. Laney says, "What's up?" She said, "What's up?" Yeah, I think it maybe is out there in the interwebs now.
Yep.
It's just it's like the nonsense of Facebook. They just like make you jump through a lot of hoops, which it's funny. It's like they're trying to be secure, but they just missed the boat. Like,
right.
I got hacked by a dude in India, and they couldn't help me recover my account, but they can make it miserable for us to try to try to share stuff. It's weird.
So Dan's the hack Dan is crypto Dan.
Yeah. Luckily, I mean, it was within a week.
People know better that know you, though, so that's good.
Oh yeah, that thing got reported so many times so fast. They hacked the wrong dude. Like the people that know me, and we're just like, yeah, this isn't Dan. I had like 2 people that were like, oh, I didn't know you were into crypto, and I was like, yeah, man, I'm not. Most people were like, dude, send me some Doge, man, send me some Bitcoins. It's like, yeah, I got them all in my pockets here. Like, I'm gonna just grab a couple. Yeah, Lainey said, I think that's with everything. She said her Facebook got hacked also. Lainey, were you able to recover yours? Because I'd love some tidbits. I got 20 years worth of whatever the hell was in my old Facebook sitting out there.
Lainey's my sales rep. She's killing it. She's out there doing amazing.
I want to talk plants, Barry. Let's talk plants.
Let's talk plants.
Yeah, we're transitioning from pressure washing to plants. How the hell? I mean, are you and your wife just a green thumb? Are you guys gardeners? How do you get into the plant business? And maybe this is selfish, but I'm curious. Like, you're great on Facebook. You're great on like building your social media presence with doing little pressure washing, but your wife is like blowing up Instagram too on the plant side.
Smoking.
Like how is the question? That's it. It's just a 1-word question. It's just how do you do it? Start with the plants question.
Well,
why plants?
It all started during COVID. My wife got into plants and she was really taken. And when my wife gets into something, she dives in nonstop. Like, she likes Starbucks. She likes Starbucks all the time. Now it's Dutch Brothers coffee, but with plants, she dove in and just studied for all during COVID, everything about plants, and just started buying every week plants. I got a shop, a shop before the one I'm in now, and it had a storefront on the front. And I said, you know what? I said, why don't you just make a business out of your plant? Why don't you make a business out of it? And she had already started posting videos and getting really viral and getting big. I mean, like some videos have 4 million views. and like 20,000 shares and 120,000 likes.
It's
Can you imagine
crazy.
getting 120,000 likes?
No, I can't get 120 likes.
And 20 shares and freaking 5,000 comments. Like, that's nuts. Anyway, so what she did was she used to do, like, show off our new sunroom, or we had a farmhouse vibe. And then she started talking to other influencers and, getting friendly with them. So she knows about all the plant people in the world, the influencers, right? She's one of the biggest ones. And she switched her content up to where she was educating and helping people take care of their plants. And that's when it exploded. So whenever she took something, because there's a million people dancing on TikTok and stuff, but whenever you can get something from the content, like, okay, I want to follow them because I'm learning this, or they're interesting, that's when it just, she did one video and all of a sudden she's like, oh my gosh, it's got 3 million views in 48 hours. And then and then she started, I remember she's like, I got 10,000 followers. An hour later, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. But I went to Party City and bought her big 50. By the time I got home with the balloon, she had 70,000 followers. And then now she's
I'll go back and I'm just going to buy another 1 and a 0 and hope by the time I get home here at 100.
But she got to 120,000 on Instagram, and then all of a sudden people started wanting to send free. Well, anyway, so then I said, hey, you got a following, you love what you do. You're very knowledgeable. People bring their sick plants and she nurses them back to life. I said, create a business out of it. And she did. So then we moved to another shop / storefront, 2 buildings. And that's where we're at. Now we're going to the third one, which is we're growing. We went from like maybe 800 square foot showroom to I don't know how big our showroom is up front. Maybe a 2,000, 2,500 square foot showroom to a 3,000 showroom. But our goal probably will be in Walmart everywhere. That's our goal. Like, we're just going to be everywhere when it comes to the plants, And there's so much money, Dan. There's so much money in plants, man. Because people buy every week. They'll buy $200 or $300 a week in plants every week. You can't sell a house wash every week to the same people.
That's true. That's true. Is it indoor plants or outdoor plants or both, or is it seasonal?
Indoor house plants, like from Indonesia, from Thailand, even from Florida. That's why I go to Florida, because we wholesale buy from growers down there, and stuff you can't get at Lowe's or Home Depot. But anywhere from around, we got $20 plants to, man, we got some $2,000 plants in our store.
Are there do you see trends? Like, is it trendy? Like, fashion is trendy? Like, oh, this is the hot plant this year?
Yes. Well, yes. Like, monsteras are really big. I don't know if you know, but monstera plants are really big this year.
I drink Bush Light for fun. I don't know what a monstera plant is.
They're the really big leaves ones with like fingers. They're really big. They're really beautiful, but they're big right now. Like, I got my eye on one plant. It's called a Monstero Diablo. I found one, but they wanted $30,000 for it.
Is there red on it?
No, it's white, but they wanted $30,000 for the plant.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, like these are so basically. So yeah, dude, and I would never buy that one, but I mean, I may get a $400, $500.
Sell that one.
Yeah, that's another thing. Listen, it's literally money on trees, man. You can propagate it, and you can take a plant and then buy it one time and make endless money. It's like a money glitch.
Mm-hmm.
You propagate it in water, let it start rooting, put it in soil, and sell it over and over and over and over and over again. Once you got the mama, I mean, we got a bunch of mama plants. We just propagate them and sell them.
What's the what's the word I'm looking for? Like, the disposal rate. How many plants don't make it? Like, how many plants do you buy and you're like, shit, like, we should have bought 4 of those because we bought 2 and one of them didn't make it.
The hardest thing is shipping. We ship, so we do a lot of online sales. So we ship, and when we got to ship to California or somewhere far like that, we gotta, if they buy a heat pack and insulation, if it's cold, we guarantee a live arrival, which, I kind of wish we didn't because can't tell what happens when it leaves. We ain't responsible.
Yeah, it's out of your hands on the way there. It's mostly like hey, if it dies on the way there, we feel bad enough. If you did all these things, we feel bad enough that the shipper screwed it up. So we'll send you another one.
But we're so my wife got invited to the Southeastern United States plant show. We're going to be there. She's invited as an influencer. They're going to pay for the travel, go down there. She's going to speak, and all the who's who, the people are going to be there, and she's going to be a social. Hate saying the word social media influencer, but that's what she is down there.
Yeah.
Then we bought a big booth. We're going to be at Huntsville Plant Show as a vendor. But it's just, man, let me tell you, Dan, it's crazy. When you think plants, you just think about the plant section at Lowe's or Home Depot.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, bro, there's some plants that are this little that are worth like freaking thousands of dollars, man.
Just the old beauty is in the eye of the beholder thing. Like I wouldn't know. I wouldn't value it at 2 cents if I walk past it, but somebody that knows what's what is like, oh, that's so rare. I need 2 of those or whatever.
Yeah. Do you want me to grab a plant and show you real quick?
I want to see a plant. And I also want your professional opinion on some plants I should have around because I'm looking around and there's no plants in my freaking house.
Yeah, dude,
maybe that's for a reason because I got a 6-year-old, 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 2-year-old. Maybe I shouldn't have plants because they'll just get like.
We got cactus too.
Oh yeah, that's a different plant. Yeah, then I can punish them with it.
And if I'll be right back. Let me grab some plants.
Go grab a plant,
man. Right back, my friend.
Go get a plant. I want to see some plants. Yeah, I'm literally, folks. I'm like looking around and I'm thinking about the rest of our house. I don't think we have an indoor plant. We got some outdoor landscaping. I'm not saying I grow a garden. All right. We got some trees. Even our Christmas tree is fake. I don't think we got anything green growing in the house. Not even like a damn aloe plant. I think we're overdue. Maybe we had a plant and like bugs started crawling around on it, and my wife said we're getting rid of it. So we might be overdue for a plant. I'm curious what you guys think. If you guys throw in the chat, throw in the comments. What do you guys got for plants out there? Any recommendations? I'm liking the idea of a cactus. At least then the kids will. Man, I'm like thinking about my personality and the fact that my kids, are mostly jackasses like me, and I feel like if there's a cactus in the house, it's going to get messed with more than a boring plant because it's a cactus. I don't know if they're going to torment each other with it or torment me with it, but I feel like it's going to get more attention if it could hurt somebody. That's just kind of the way our genetics work. We can't help ourselves. Most of you listening probably know exactly what I mean because you're probably the same way. But man, and maybe that's why I'm drawn to it because I'm like, man, if I can torment my kids with it before they torment me with it, like maybe that's where the gold is. Maybe that's why I need a cactus. I just won't tell them I have it, and then someday I'll bust it out and poke them in the ass with it or something. I don't know. We'll see what Barry brings back here. But
I'm telling man, I'm coming back. So I grabbed.
Man, I didn't even know you were gone. I was still yapping about whether or not I think a cactus is a good idea for in my household.
Okay, thank you, babe. What'd you make, lasagna? Yeah, lasagna. Good deal. This is one of my personal plants. This is $800.
Damn, it's like Jurassic looking.
So this right here, now these leaves right here, this one's kind of not good, and I bought it that way. This one's kind of, but I got a discount because this is going to end up, this is going to turn white. It's going to be like a half moon or a little more. It's going to camouflage.
Yeah.
Now, the reason this is expensive is because this is normally just green. But when they happen to put out variegation, which is white, they turn like white, like this one right here. It makes them rare. And they got to be able to throw it a couple times, not just a hybrid, like not a sport, like one time. But this is a variegated billy. It's called a variegated billy. And
I was gonna guess that, but I was just like afraid of being wrong, so I didn't. I was like a variegated Jimmy. No, man. I just don't want to get it wrong,
Here's a Hoya. Looks like a regular just plant, like a regular weed, right?
Like from Georgetown. They're the Hoyas. The Georgetown Hoyas.
Yeah, Hoyas is my favorite. My wife's favorite plant. It's a Hoya. So these are Hoyas. There's like 500. Well, there's at least 580 different species of Hoyas. So this has got variegation on it. It's white variegation. This one's about $150. $150 for this right here.
A tiny little guy. Do you have to? Is it trellised? Like because
yep,
otherwise
we got trellis. Yep,
it's kind of like a vine.
Yeah, we got trellises, and we've got
how big does that Hoya get? Like what's the life cycle of a Hoya? And like how long are these plants lasting for? Are these gonna like outlive me, or are these like
they'll yeah. I don't know. I mean, they just keep, as long as you take care of them, they grow and grow and grow, and you cut them and you propagate them and stick them in the soil and grow more. My favorite though is Monsteras. I wish I had one. They're so huge. We have some big ones up in our upstairs. I mean, monster, but I can't lug it downstairs. Yeah. But Monstera is my favorite, and there's anthuriums. I have some anthuriums too. Monstera Diablo. So here's a Monstera Diablo. Let me just show you one right here. Here's one for $14,000.
Oh damn! You ain't lying. This is like a new trailer for your pressure washing company.
$40,000. See that Monstera?
Oh damn! It's like see through.
Yep, and it's white. See the variegation?
Like webs. Yeah. Huh.
Yep. There's only like probably a few of these in the world right now, and it's weird. There's the Diablo.
I mean, it looks like something that if you like touched it, it would try to eat you. It's
right.
Like one of those types of plants.
And those are more like the collector plants, but as far as Hoyas they flower beautifully. They sun stress beautifully. They have beautiful flowers, and there's so many different. They're easy to take care of. You don't got to water a lot, but there's just all kinds of Hoyas.
Are there certain plants, like I live in Minnesota, right? So like days get pretty damn short. If I lived in Alaska, are there certain plants where you just be like, no, we're not sending you one of those. It's going to die because you guys go through a period of like not any freaking daylight.
We would suck at day air it.
But even if I'm like trying to keep a plant alive in my house, does it negatively impact it with just how short days get the farther we get north?
We would recommend getting grow lights.
Okay.
Yeah, like here's a grow light. We'll just put a grow light, and we have also IKEA cabinets. IKEA cabinet. It's like we have for plants. So we have a bunch of IKEA plants. We have 2 in our bedroom up here. We have some at our shop where it's glass cabinet and it has layers and layers, and we have lights in there and fans. It's really cool, just like a collector piece. But the thing about plants, I really enjoy them because we have people drive from a state away, Mississippi, Georgia, Alabama, just to see our shop and come shop with us. But then now, Dan, we do most of our sales online. Well, when we move to the new building, it's going to be it's 3,000 square foot at $18 a square, so $4,500 a month rent.
Yeah, that's a chunk.
Plus electric. It's a chunk, but we negotiated it down. I negotiated it down from that, but that's what they were asking. But I already did the math, dude. We'll easily do anywhere from $500 to $700 at least a day in sales, which the numbers make sense. And that's not counting online. So with online sales, there's apps that are specific for plants. So have you heard of Whatnot?
No.
It's an app. Yeah, they sell coins. You can go on there and buy. Remember I told you I got a shoe collection too?
Yeah.
There's just some of my shoe collection.
Oh damn! You weren't lying. You're like a girl. You got so many shoes.
I got some. I sold $40,000 worth of my sneaker collection to put on my house, down payment on my house.
Do you have are you like a Jordan guy? Do you have like a preference of types of things? I feel like I saw some Jordans over there.
Yeah. Like I've got, see the Jordan 1s right there. Mm-hmm. There's Jordans. I got my Dunks. That's kind of like my habit in my sneakers. And I buy them. I never get to wear them because I work so much. I just got some Wizard of Oz Dunks. I'll show them to you. Really
sweet.
Cool. Yeah. So,
dude, I'm jealous, man. You got like all kinds of cool shit. I just got like Busch Lights that are in my fridge, but I drink them before they get cool.
These are my so basically I'll buy these and I don't never get to wear them because I'm so busy. Like this is the Wizard of Oz. The Dunks have a storyline behind them. So this was the Wizard of Oz. So when you open it, you get the movie, like the red slippers paper.
Oh damn. Yeah, they're serious about these. They aren't selling these to people like me.
Well, they drop them and sell it fast.
They're not selling them to people that plan on wearing them.
Now look, this is kind of a lot. It's a lot to take in, but this is the poppy field, Wizard of Oz, the poppy field.
Yeah.
So it says, look, no place like home.
Those are crazy, dude.
And then inside, they have a crazy.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, the design goes all the way. They didn't stop.
It goes all the way, yeah. And then there's another pair of insoles where they have the Wicked Witch. So it's just the kind of collector pieces, you know.
Oh yeah,
and
totally a collector's piece.
I enjoy it, man. Like obviously, it'd be hard to wear something like this, but
I was gonna say you feel like guilty walking around in it, you know.
Yeah, I buy it, and if I don't wear it, it goes up $200 or $300, so I can always sell it and triple my profit. That's what I do.
Yeah, it pays for the next shoe you buy.
Yeah, but I mostly like I like all kinds of Jordans, you know, like this is one of my favorite Jordans that came out last year. This is called the Lost and Found, right? So here's the story. This was based on back when Jordans were like $80 in like 1985 when they first came out.
When I was playing ball back in the day and trying to get my parents to buy me a pair of Jordans.
Yes, but we never could afford it. I never got them. So now I just kind of making up for that. So this was supposed to be like a different colored top. This came like this.
That's like a retro box.
Lost in a storage shed, right? When you take it off, you got the newspaper from 1985. See, look, $59. Jordan's $59.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then you open it up. See all the advertising from back in the day?
Yeah.
Then it's the original Jordan 1 Chicago's, remember?
Oh, dude, the classic, man.
But they made it look like they're like cracked leather, like old, remember? Yeah. Like dusty, but they're really not dusty. They gave it that vintage look.
Yeah.
So, and I've worn these. But yeah, I just love my sneakers, man. I just don't never get to wear them much, but
too busy.
We're jumping plants, sneakers, everything, man.
Not sitting still. Can't sit still. This guy can't sit still, guys. What?
But yeah, man, that's what I do. My wife does the plants, and we're going to be moving to the store. You should definitely come down here. Are you ever in Alabama, Dan?
I haven't been yet, but hey, you know, we might have to go chase some deer around and wear some shoes and, you know, hide behind some plants.
Well, we have great fishing down here. They always have the tournaments down here, and where I'm at on the Tennessee River.
I've been down to as I say that, I'm like, oh, I've been down to Alabama. We used to go to Gulf Shores, Alabama every once in a while, so we drive all the way through the damn thing.
I'm in North Alabama, so I got 15 acres here, but I've got deer in my yard every day.
I bet.
You know, so and we're next to a wildlife. We're next to federal. We're next to a place called Natchez Trace. It's federal land, so they're just out there everywhere. I mean, it's crazy because there ain't no hunting, but you should come down and check it out, dude. I'll come ice fishing up there, dude. You should come down here and go out on the river, man. And
we'll do a little swapsies. We'll catch some fish through some hard water, and then we'll come down and catch them on the river.
That'd be amazing.
What's your favorite like outdoor pastime down there? How do you like if you do get a chance to get away and get out stomping around? What's your go-to?
I like riding motorcycles, man. I've always had motorcycles. But I like doing that, but also I want to get back into fishing, man. I want to get back into fishing. I enjoy it because we have a lot of tournaments here, you know, a lot of bass out here on the Tennessee River. So I enjoy that. I just got to make time to do it. You know,
that's the hardest part. The time is the damn hardest thing.
You got to do it, you know. I got to do it, not quit saying I'm gonna do it, you know?
Yeah. I don't have a problem doing it. I have a problem committing to doing too much of it sometimes. That's like everybody that comes past me with like, hey, you want to go on this fishing and hunting trip? I'm like, yep, honey. As long as it's far enough in the future, my wife is usually cool with it. if I spring it on her like, hey, I'm gonna be
Right.
fishing this week, she's like, what? You're just dropping this on me now? But if I put it out for future Marty can solve all of her problems later. It's like next week, Marty,
Right.
she doesn't like if I drop some shit on her, but future Marty's usually fine.
Right.
Say, hey, I'm going hunting or fishing for a week or two here. We're going to do this. We're going to go do that. And as long as I bring some food home, like we had, I went to Mexico last August to go yellowtail fishing and halibut fishing.
Wow.
I didn't even know there were halibut down off the coast of Mexico. I thought they were like up in Alaska, but they got some halibut off the coast of Mexico. Went last year, brought a backpack, like a cooler backpack full of fish home. And I made some ceviche and some sashimi when we got back, like just kind of based on what they were doing down at the little place we were at. Which was like, that was a hit. And Marty, my wife, likes sushi, but none of the rest of my family does. And they were just going to town on it. Like everybody was going hard at it. And we had it sitting in our freezer. And so I pulled some yellowtail out the other day and I made like some garlic, salt, and lemon pepper. I made some like a less spicy Cajun and then a more spicy Cajun, and just pan seared it, like nothing fancy.
Right.
And we were just like, oh damn, that stuff's so good. It's like it's at another level. And my wife was like, you better go get some of that. And I was like, don't worry, because I got that trip already booked for August. I'll be gone for 6-7 days. I'll be loading up. I'm bringing a bigger cooler this year.
What part of Mexico?
It's Cedros Island. It's off the Baja Peninsula.
Okay.
So it's like you fly into San Diego. This was kind of a trip. You fly into San Diego, you go down to what's the freaking Tijuana, like right on the border. And so you actually go into the airport in California, you check in there and go through customs there, and then you walk across the border. And so you don't fly into Mexico, you walk into Mexico. Like literally you're on a little bridge going like inside the airport, you walk over, and then you get on a plane in Mexico, just like a 2-propeller plane. And you fly your ass down there with 20 people. And it's like an island with 3,000 people. It's Cedros Island, 3,000, 4,000 people. And it's just like a fishing island with like one industrial plant on it, which this was funny to me. It's like, it's salt. There's just a mound of salt on the island. And we were like, oh, they must, have like they're pulling sea salt out and they're drying it and just piling it up there and then they ship it out. No, it's salt from the mainland, but the ports on the mainland aren't deep enough to load up the type of vessels that they want to load up.
Right.
And so like they take it from the mainland, they ship it to this island, which has really deep ports. And then they load up huge freighters on the island. And so like, that's the main industry, is like a salt depository and reshipping port. Otherwise it's just it's fishing. It's just
sounds
fishing.
like a cool trip, dude.
It's super cool. This is super cool trip for a few days. And you just, it's like you wake up in the morning, you fish, you go back in to like restock on shitty light beers, and you go back out and fish, and then you come in for dinner. And it's like that cadence every day. And then you stay up, have a couple tequilas. They have a hot tub that I think I was the only person that used it, because for everybody else, it was a cold tub, but coming from Minnesota, it was a hot tub for me. It's just solar powered. And so it's like, depending on how hot it is and how intense the sun is, but it was a cool bath. It was a cool bath temp, but you're sitting in this solar powered hot tub looking out at the ocean, and you're up on a cliff. So like you're in the hot tub looking out at ocean. Like there's nothing between you and the ocean. It's like hot tub, cliff. I mean, it's like right on the cliff. So there's nothing else. You're just looking out. It's like, I can't not sit in here.
Right.
And not coming from where all I'm used to is cold weather and pine trees.
I don't know how you do it, brother. Cold. I don't know.
Dude, I'm not going to lie. We were, I confirmed how I can do it. This is how I can do it. I actually have the answer for you ready to go. Because 2 weeks ago, we went to Costa Rica for spring break with the fam. First time we flew the kids out of the country. First time our 2-year-old got on an airplane. That's just hilarious. Flying with kids is just funny. Like, it's a trip.
We're going to find out soon, but go ahead.
Oh, it's so fun. It's so fun. Darlene's in the house. What's up, Darlene? Love scrolling. You guys are here. Happy midweek. Happy midweek to you, Darlene. Thanks for finding me, because I'm not on. I don't even know where I am live anymore. Luckily,
We're
Barry
just in the ether.
we don't even know where we are right now. I'm still trying to figure out who I am anymore on here. But Barry, to like, how do we do it? I'll tell you exactly how. Is like, went down to Costa Rica. It's 90 degrees every day. No lie, there was one morning I got up, was drinking some coffee, was getting some work done, just sitting out in 7 a.m. The sun came up.
Yeah.
And I took a selfie of it. I'm sitting there getting some bookkeeping stuff done, and I am drenched in my own sweat. It is 7 a.m. Wow. The humidity had to be 101%. I don't know how I got so wet. I'm just sitting there drinking coffee, trying to get some work done. And I'm uncomfortably sweating, just sitting. I've never sweated so much not doing anything. It was incredible. And then as the trip went on, we were there for 5 days. And by day 5, I have a rash developing on my arm. And it's not sunburn. It's just heat rash. My body is nuh-uh, we don't want it. This is way too hot. It was 90 degrees for a high every day. By the time we got home, you would have thought I rolled in freaking poison ivy. I'm blistery, I'm bumpy. Both of my forearms were just itchy as all get out, to where you feel like just taking a bath in cortisone. Literally, I got to Minnesota. I walked out of the airport into the nice, crisp 35-degree night air, shorts and a t-shirt, and I was just thank God, it's cool. It was like somebody finally took me out of the oven. And I was
I'm hot natured too, so I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. I moved to Michigan when I was 18. I moved there for 6 months. It just happened to be during one of the worst snowstorms ever. So, so it was crazy, man. But it took me 3 days to get up there.
Snow can be a drag, but it's fun if you sled or snowmobile.
Yes, that would be awesome, bro.
You just gotta get your hobbies in line. If you're gonna live up here, you gotta ice fish, you gotta snowmobile, you gotta cross country ski or downhill ski or snowboard. Right. You can, right. There's enough cool shit to do outside. And the difference between now versus when you were 18 is now the clothing technology is so good that you don't get cold. Right. If it's 40 below and windy as hell, you don't go outside.
Now, what state are you in again?
I'm in Minnesota. Outside.
Oh, you know what? I'm coming up there. I just never remembered. I'm coming up there.
Bring it. When you coming? Yeah. What are we doing?
I am going up there for a week. I need to do it soon. I totally forgot about it. How far are you from General Pump up there?
I don't know. Where the hell's General Pump?
There all the pump places are within 4 miles of it. There's Comet, General Pump, Cat, AR, and Pump Deck. So I was going to go up there. It's right outside of is it called the Twin Cities or something?
Yeah. I'm looking. Where's the map?
Let me know how far you are from there, because I'm going to fly up there.
Here, we're going to do a little screen share. We're going to find out where you're going to be. Show you where I'm at. This General Pump right here. This one. General Pump Company.
No. That is a General Pump, but no, it's not the.
One?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's him. Yeah. So find out where they're at.
Do they have an address in here? Oh, Mendota Heights. So I'm probably 30 minutes north of Mendota Heights.
Oh, that ain't nothing, dude.
No. I'm just Mendota. Here, let me give you a little Google Maps. You can see what we got going on around here.
So my plan is I'm going to go up there and I'm going to spend time at each of the plants, the AR pump, the Comet, General Pump, all the, the pump manufacturers for our industry. And I'm going to do some video footage of vlogging and talking to their engineers and showcasing products. So while I'm up there, I need to come see Dan, go fishing.
Let me, where is, I'm missing it. Where's Mendota Heights? Okay. So Mendota Heights is right by the freaking airport. Right down in here.
That's what they told me. Yep.
Yeah. This is it. So I'm 25 minutes. I'm right in here. I'm in this little.
So what I got to go to General Pump, AR, Comet. They're all within 30 miles of each other. And I'm going to make a week trip out of it. So
Send me some dates. Let me know when you're coming.
I will.
We'll do sweet
brother.
shit.
I will.
Yeah.
When's the best time to come up there? Is it summertime or fall? What do you think?
Dude, summertime up here is just glorious. Like you get some skeeters. You get some skeeters. I know for certain I'm out of here the first week of June because I got my Boundary Waters trip. I'm going to be, since I'm still screen sharing, we have this thing called Boundary Waters. It's the coolest freaking place in the world. It's, look at all these lakes up here. This Boundary Waters canoe area, it's like millions of acres. And so all these lakes are connected via portaging. So it's like, if you want to go here, you might enter here and then you portage and carry shit to here and then you paddle. And then you portage, you carry shit, and you just bounce around, and there's like campsites built in here, like not a campsite, but it's like an open area with a fire grate, and you got to go get your own firewood, and you just live out in the middle of nowhere. There's no motorized boats, there's no nothing. You're just out in the middle of nowhere. The only people you're going to see are in a canoe that are also, and they allow so many permits per like entry point.
Yeah.
You just like go in and get lost for.
Is it a week? You're doing it for like a week, or how long are you doing it for?
We do it for a week. I mean, you can do it for any stretch of time, but it's like if you're gonna, it's a 5-hour drive up there from the Twin Cities, and so by the time you get up there, and then we go hard and we'll like base camp. So we'll go anywhere from like 4 to 8 hours in,
right?
And we go heavy. Like we bring a lot of stuff. And then we set up a big base camp and we basically stay there all week. And we'll do like day trips to go check out other lakes and stuff like that and go fish over here and go fish over there. But you're always just fishing out of a canoe. And I love to fish, but I'll bring electronics and stuff. So I'm bringing batteries and pole holders and I'll bring dipsy rods for trolling for trout, depending on what lakes we're on. So we go, and I'll bring like 2 or 3 tackle boxes. Like most people bring a fishing pole. I'll bring 8 freaking fishing poles. Like we're going hard.
That sounds freaking cool, dude.
Last year, we might be the only people that have ever done this. Last year, we brought an inflatable couch. Like we blew up a couch and like a footrest with the couch, which was.
Do you have a photo of that? That would be hilarious.
I do. I need to put it back on Facebook. It's on my phone still. It's on my phone, so I'll throw it back on Facebook. Hilarious. We have a picture of us. We had 4 guys. We took the couch out on the water and floated it because it's an inflatable couch. And we had 4 of us sitting out on this couch, paddling around a couch in the Boundary Waters in the middle of nowhere in Minnesota. Yeah. Well, you don't carry beer in because beer is too heavy. So we bring like 10 175s of rum or vodka or tequila, and then you'll bring something to mix it with. And you don't carry in water. You bring water filters, and then you're drinking lake water the whole time. Like it's crystal clear water. There's no motors or anything like that. So you're filtering lake water at camp into like big jugs. So you make a cocktail, you dump in a little bit of rum or whatever you want. I like rum because we're pirates. You know, we're out there in the middle of nowhere in the water. So you're pirates. Put a little rum in, put a little like water flavoring in, put your water in, and you got whatever flavor of cocktail you want. And you're just cruising around fishing. We shoot for like 2 fish fries a day. We want to catch enough to be able to do 2 fish fries a day. We don't always do it because the heartburn starts to add up. So you're also hauling in a lot of Tums. Yeah. Because now that we're old, everybody's getting heartburn.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool. It's like you have no cell reception. So you bring like a Garmin just in case shit hits the fan. And you need to, like, people every year need to get airlifted out. Last year, a few people died up in there. Like it's real. It's real wilderness. Like there's nobody close coming to get you. So it's like, you don't want to get effed up. You don't want to put a hatchet through your foot. You're cutting your own firewood. So it's like it's real wilderness, but
don't want to get an infection, all that stuff.
Yeah. Last year, it's a crazy story. Last year we went in the rain, which it's like, and you're just in the elements, right? So it's like if it's raining, you're just out there in the rain. So like you have good rain gear and stuff like that, but you're just getting soaked, and then all your firewood's wet, so you're like battling that stuff the whole time. So on our trip in, it's raining out. It's like misty rain, but it's like blowing rain. And so normally when it's like hot out and we're paddling in, you drink a lot of water. It's
all right.
I think we did 5 portages. So it's like you paddle for 30 minutes or an hour, and then you carry all your shit. And we have enough shit that it's like a down and back and down and back. And sometimes it's a quarter mile. Sometimes it's a half mile. Sometimes it's like 40 yards, but you still need to empty the canoe, get your stuff across, go back, get the rest of your stuff, put the canoe back in, load it back up, right? It's like it's an event to portage every time.
Right. Right.
which is nice because usually about the time you're sick of paddling, then it's time to portage. And then you're like, I'm sick of carrying all this stuff. And you're like, now we get to paddle. Thank God. So you get these like trade-offs as you go. But we were going into the rain, and just because it wasn't hot and sunny, it just never, I don't think any of us like drank any water on the way in. We're just going. And we're trucking because and you don't get to reserve a campsite. So you have these sites in mind, and they're like rated, and you know which ones are good, but you don't get to reserve them. You reserve the day in and the day out from whatever entry point, and then you go wherever you want to go. And so the campsites are all first come, first serve, and you have to stay at a campsite. Like that's one of the rules in there. And so you truck because you're like, we got to get to our site so nobody else beats us there. Or if there's somebody there, we can talk to them first and see when they're leaving. And maybe if it's a site we want and they're leaving that day, we'll stash some stuff on shore so we can make sure we get it. We'll find out when they're leaving. And so we get there, we get set up. It starts getting nice out. We go fishing, whatever, have a couple cocktails, and we're having a fire, and we wind down that night, go to bed. I woke up at 2 a.m. with heartburn, of course, because we had a fish fry with like Cajun fish batter or whatever, after a couple cocktails. I was like, I need to get some Tums, and I need to take a leak. Of course, it's 2 a.m. Got out of we had a tent. Did we have a tent last year? We might have had a tent last year, but a lot of us sleep in hammocks. They make like really nice camping hammocks to sleep in, with rain flies and bug nets and all that stuff. So I'm in a hammock. So I get out of there, and a lot of times in a hammock, your head is below your feet when you sleep, just from the way you lay in there. So I crawl out, I walk over to wherever the pee area is, and I'm taking a leak. And the next thing I know, I wake up and I'm face down with pine needles like in my mouth, and I feel like I got punched in the face, and I'm just like, what the hell happened? Luckily my ding-a-ling was back in my pants. I did double check that. But it was a weird like sequence of thoughts, like one of those like sequences of thoughts where I'm like, what the hell happened? And I'm like, man, did I get like smashed drunk or something like that? And I passed out here. And I was like, no, I think I was the first one to go to bed. Like I had a couple cocktails, and I was like, I'm toast. I'm going to bed. And then I'm like, where am I? Right. I'm like clearly laying on the ground somewhere, but where? And I like kind of stand up, and I'm like, oh, I'm way over here. Oh yeah, I got up to take a leak. Oh yeah, the last thing I remember, like I tried to grab the tree next to me, and then that was the last thing I remember. Like I just fainted in the middle of the night. Like I had gotten up to pee, and I think between being dehydrated because I hadn't drank any water, having my head below my feet,
like that,
and just like probably had my knees locked or something when I was taking a leak without even thinking about like the risk of fainting. Man, I got lucky too. Like the shoreline was 2 to 3 feet to the left of me, and it was a 10-foot cliff down to the water.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm lucky I didn't go that way. And if I would have fallen to the right of the tree, it was like a stump with just jagged, like it was a stump that had broken off with just like jagged barks that would have totally impaled me if I had fallen on them. And so I just happened to fall. I don't know if I did, but like I had to have fallen in my own piss. That's like the only option, like that, like which was the best option.
Best option of all the options. Yes.
It was pine needles, and so I wasn't wet or anything, but I had to have fallen in my own piss. So it's the only possibility of what happened. But I'll take that possibility because otherwise I'd probably be dead. That was probably like, and then the next morning I felt like shit. I think I hit my head pretty hard when I hit the ground, because when you faint, right, you're standing up, it's like flap, it's 6 feet
like a log.
Yeah, man, you're just toast. So I think I hit my head pretty hard. I was pretty concussed the next morning and like nauseous from it. Just bell rung type of nauseous. Like, and I played football growing up and got concussed a couple times. So it was like, yeah, that's what that feels like. I remember this.
Crazy, man.
We made it through. We had a floating couch, Yeah. Great. We had a floating couch.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. It's a cool spot though. It's a cool spot. So anyway,
that's awesome, brother.
Let me know when you make it up here.
Yes, and, I'm gonna definitely. I need to start planning that. I totally forgot it till you said Minnesota. I said, oh yeah, I got to go to Minnesota. I've been trying to go there for last year. We've been talking about it, and I'm gonna go this year, for sure. I've never been, so
come up like the second or third week of June. That's like prime time. That's when you want to be here. That's when the weather's
prime time.
Yeah,
probably be the second. My birthday's in the June 20th, so it'll be
Damn.
and my wife's is June 17th, so I'll probably come before then and then come back. And we usually go to Florida. I'll probably go to I don't want to go to Florida this year, man. I want to go somewhere different. I don't tell them we're gonna go. We travel a lot, so
yeah,
but
gotta go see some
I thought
stuff.
about going to Key West though. Yeah, I'm going to Key West. But we're gonna go to Key West this week.
Summer. Like in the summer, you got to come up by us. It's too hot down there.
We were going to go to Key West. What's today? Wednesday. We were going to go tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I just get wild. Like, hey, because the kids are out of spring break this week.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I'm like, but I was like, man, we got to meet for that building tomorrow for the new plant store, and I had to meet for my new shop I'm building. I got the new guy working. I was like, you know what? Probably not good if we go, but I'd like to. But probably not the best financial decision to do with all the irons, in the fire.
That's why you got to put the irons farther out. So that way, Current Barry can't be like, hey, we can't go because we got all these other things. Current Barry's like, well, past Barry already blocked it all off. So I guess I got to go to Key West.
But I'm not in the field no more. I'm not working in the business. I'm working on the business. So that's good. Because I ain't not touching the pressure washer. I'm not doing any of that. I'm basically just making the moves, coordinating, so forth and so on.
Heck yeah, man.
Eating tacos.
Eating tacos, dude. Eating the tacos. Yeah. What's the...
It's Weddle's Tacos.
What? Yeah, tell me a little bit more about we'll wrap this baby up so we can send you to bed and stuff here. But tell me a little bit about the taco truck. Why a taco truck? How the hell did you get into having a taco truck?
So I was like, you know what? Oh yeah, I know what it was. So my wife, we go to a lot of festivals with our plant store, and we'll set up a booth, and we do really good sell plants. Like there's a cottagecore festival coming up, and she said, you know what, man, them food trucks make a killing at events, which they do, But I said, you know what, I would rather just sell. You ever had Mexican street corn? Oh my gosh, it's so good. Man.
It's the best.
And it's so easy. So the ROI is so good there because it's just corn, rotating on the cooker. And I said, let's do tacos and do a taco truck because there's always hamburger trucks, funnel cake trucks, icy trucks, but there's not really Mexican taco trucks where I'm at. So I said, man, let's do White Boy's Tacos.
Everybody likes tacos.
Yeah, it's called a White Boy in Spanish, Huedo. So Huedo's Tacos. Huedo's Tacos.
Gringo. Could have been Gringo. Gringo's Tacos.
Yeah, Gringo's Tacos. But yeah, that's what we're doing. So I got that going. I bought a food truck. I bought a used food truck. I wish I would have bought a new one, but they're expensive, man. When with the kitchens and all that. So I bought a used one, and it has everything. It's got the fryers, the sinks, it's got air conditioning, electricity. But I think what I'm going to do, and this is going to go towards my nonprofit as well. I think I'm going to just get a new one when maybe next year because I'm trying to build this business out this year. The plant and the pressure washing. I don't need nothing else. I'm going to use that to feed homeless. I'm going to use that for my nonprofit. I'm just going to go because you got to jump through fire marshal codes and food codes when you're dealing with food. So I may just take that and turn it into a part of my nonprofit where I just feed homeless people and less fortunate. Yeah. Maybe get a bunch of pizzas and just sling the pizzas out of there. That way I'm not technically doing no cooking, so I don't have to get all these double inspections on 2 trucks. And then I even thought about we're going to just do tacos, no burritos, just street tacos like fish tacos, shrimp tacos, beef tacos.
Here's your protein. Here's your taco.
Yeah, tacos simple and street corn. Street corn is freaking. I love street corn, man. The big old corn and freaking with butter, and they put like a paprika and spice on it. That's so good, dude. Yeah. So I got into that, man. I just plus one of my friends are Hispanic. My best friends are Hispanic growing up, and I always my nickname was Weddle, White Boy, So I'd hang around. They were all from California, so I hung around a bunch of cholos. They're like, "¿Qué pasa, Weddle?" I'm like, "What's up, Holmes?" And so I was so I thought Weddle's Tacos, man. So
I love it. I love it.
Everybody's got to eat, and everybody loves tacos.
Dude, everybody does love tacos, man. Right. I don't. If you're out there and you're like, I don't like tacos, you're wrong. You say it ain't the right tacos. You just gotta have the right tacos. Everybody loves tacos. Don't try to tell me you don't.
And it's simple. It's easy. It's quicker than having to cook a burger, and it's just less. It's easier, but it would be much easier if I just got. They got these big corn things they sell in Texas for just Mexican street corn. You basically hook it to your truck, and it's a massive spinner. It just spins corn, man.
Just like a roller thing.
It's a roller, and I mean, they're nice though. I say, you know what? I should just buy one of those too, if nothing else, because I don't have to go through any inspections with that because it's already. I'm not preparing any food besides corn. I mean, I do, but it's a lot easier. Like, man, I'm gonna tell you, if you ever get in the food truck business. Frying. If you get a fryer, that's like the worst because you got to have the hood. You got to have, the electric's got to be up to code. Your smoke, the fire.
And it's like
isn't it
different state by state too? So if you go to any different state, then you got to like hit all their regs and get all their approvals too. Like,
and let me tell you, bro, they be and the health department they be watching the Facebook groups, dude. Like if they in there, like if they see when I popped up, started showing Weddle's Tacos, everybody they already knew who I was. They're like, who is this? Because we ain't done no paperwork on the Weddle's Tacos. He hasn't done no inspections. And then I called down there and asked, hey, I want to get the paperwork. And they were like, oh, we was wondering who you are. We've been seeing you all over Facebook. I said, well, I ain't sold the first taco yet, but I want to come get inspected. So
I've just been giving them away. I've been making tacos for myself, and people keep stealing them. And then they leave me a tip every once in a while. I don't know. So
I took the food truck down to Florida when the hurricanes. It's a food truck trailer. I pulled it down to Florida to help out during the hurricanes. Last year, we took it down there and got about 30 cases of water and about 10 jugs of about I don't know, several hundred gallons of gasoline just to go down there and help out during that. So that was cool, and that's what gave me the idea. I said, you know what, I'm going to get a new truck and I'm just going to use this one to be like to help society, just help society.
Well, can you go out there and cook and avoid the food code, but be like, hey, these are just all donations? Like
that's what I thought about, just buying pizzas and just serving cooked food already.
I'll make food, and if you want to donate to it, cool. And I'll feed you while you're here and we're hanging out. I'll play some music.
Because I don't want to jump through all that tape and hurdles just to give stuff away, and and it's not for profit, obviously. So, but the other one will be. So I'd just rather have a brand new $50,000 trailer that's created for me, stainless, stoves and hoods. It's very nice. And that way you ain't got to worry about something being off, like the electrical being in the wrong place or enough smoke detectors or the hoods in the right place. Like they build them for a living and they pass,
Yeah, I suppose
so that's what I'm going to do later, probably next year.
Yeah, buying a used one, you could get hosed on that end of things.
Yeah, because I bought it from Kentucky, and Kentucky's is different than the codes are different than Tennessee and Alabama. So I'm like, man, I may have to redo this whole thing. And I didn't think about that, when I did it, but I still got a good deal on it. So I mean, I'm not out of it, So
no, and I mean, like it's just like anything in business, right? When you start a thing, you're just going on a learning curve, and you're figuring out what. Like you wouldn't want to try to buy. I think about this a lot with hunting stuff. If you're going to get into bow hunting, you don't want to buy the best bow right away. You don't even know what the hell you like yet. You don't even know how you'd want it set up. You don't even know.
Might get your recurve bow to start off with.
Yeah, it's like you gotta like learn how you want to do it and what you like. So don't blow a bunch of money thinking you're getting like the top of the line stuff when you don't even know what you do yet.
Or playing golf instead of buying all the clubs, just rent the clubs.
Yeah. First. Go learn what you like. Everybody's a little bit different. So I think you did it right. You learned the way you want it. You learned what you need to know. Then you can go get what you actually want and need. And if you would have tried to do that the first time, you'd have screwed it up and you'd have spent $50,000 on the wrong thing.
But it's authentic. So it's going to be authentic Hispanic Mexican worker in there, like legit food. Like the menu is, I'll send you a copy of my menu. I'll send it to your messenger, but it's all, man. It's like, it ain't like, hard taco or soft taco burrito. It's like stuff like, yo, what is that? Like that's legit Mexican food,
Real.
So,
Real.
And plus, I already clean all the gas stations, so I could put it right at one of my gas stations out there, busy truck stop during lunch. We got it figured out, man.
Dude, and when somebody sees a taco truck, they're not like, "Let me go hit this fast food joint." They're like that. So here's a perfect example. My kids have sports. They do this, like, American Ninja Warrior.
Yes.
My kids do that. Like, they're in a coaching program for that. So we go to the gym a couple times a week, and Monday nights, my 6-year-old has practice, and then my 8-year-old has practice. And especially when my wife is out of town, or if I'm out of town, my wife will do this too, where it's like, we got the 2-year-old with us too. And so while one of us is at practice, we'll take the other 2 to go get some food. So we're walking down, and there's a few fast food chains. There's a Chipotle, there's a McDonald's, there's a burger joint, there's a Noodles and Co, whatever. On that walk, there's a Mexican food truck in the hardware store parking lot. And all of my kids are like, that. Like, hey, wait, here's the options. Oh, hey, there's this food truck here. That. Right? It's like, we can go get all the other stuff anytime, but authentic. And it's like, yeah, you walk up to I don't even know why they're parked there. I don't know why they picked that spot of all places,
Right.
but they're there. And you walk up, and it's like, they can hardly speak English, dude. And I'm like, this is going to be some good ass Mexican food. I'll tell you that. Like,
yeah.
They know what they're doing. I just hope they know what I tried to order. But
Right.
I know they know how to make it. And even if they made the wrong thing, I think I'm still going to like it. So
have you seen that food truck? It's on TikTok and Facebook and everywhere. You take them a bag of chips and they just put food in there. You seen that?
No.
You take them a big bag of Doritos. Oh my gosh. And they just pour the meat and food in the bag and hand you the bag back. Everybody's in line with bags of chips, and they just crush them, open them, and make it like that. I was like, that's freaking legit. And it looks so good.
Walking taco.
It's so good, yeah. So you provide your chips, and they fill it at whatever, chicken, beef, lingua, pork, whatever. So
I'll eat all that. Whatever you just said, I want all of it. I want
lingua, beef tongue, cow tongue.
Yeah, put it in there. I want it. I'll eat it.
I like shrimp and chicken. That's my favorite. I like those too.
I
like steak, but I don't like it from some places because it's chewy or
like steak can be hit and miss. It can get it's so dependent on who cooked it, who cut it, all that stuff. Chicken or pork, I feel like is usually pretty reliable. I usually go with and I shoot so many deer that anytime there's beef involved, I'm kind of like, meh, I can do better.
Right.
Like, I can go get some red meat like that, and I can make it better. I can clean it better. I can cook it better. I can cook it more rare and have it bleeding good. So chicken and pork is the one. I do want to go hog hunting though. I need to go get me some hogs sometime. I want to get some like little
Arkansas. Come down to Arkansas down here. Even Florida's got some hogs too.
Yeah, I need to go get. I went to North Carolina with Joe Deveneaux and Trevor Steele and JC Chinowski, and we went hog hunting, but all we shot was varmints. We all had some hog encounters, but nobody got one in the scope. We heard them. We knew they were around, but we never got to look at one. But I want to load up the freezer with some wild hog.
Wow. I'm gonna when I come up there, I'm gonna come eat with you, man. I'm gonna come raid your freezer refrigerator.
Dude, get your ass over here. I'll cook you dinner, man. That's my favorite thing to do. We'll do enchilados. Maybe we'll do some enchilados.
Sounds good to me, man.
Dude, that's my. I have 4 freezers in my house. I'm not lying. When I bought the 4th one, my wife was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, It's like the wood pile. It's never big enough. We never have enough freezer room. I need more room to kill more animals and fill the freezer up. I shot 8 deer last year. Those freezers are full. We're working them down, but we got brats, we got venison bacon, we got breakfast sausage, we got Italian sausage, we got straight bread.
So good.
We got 75-25 for whipping up some burgers with. I got all the shit. I'll whip you up something real good. I'm
gonna go eat some lasagna. My wife's got some lasagnas that's been ready.
Yeah, you better go do that before it gets cold. I gotta pee. This bush light's getting to me. I gotta go pee. I got one more question.
Finished both of mine. We're good to go.
There you go. I got one. I got the closing question, and then I gotta let you go.
Sure.
And because you got so many things going on, I'm just gonna say you can't do what you're doing today. You can't do plants. You can't do food truck. You can't do washing stuff. But if you woke up tomorrow and the world was different and those things just didn't even exist, but you had to go like find some shit to do to make some money. It's got to be like something you're passionate about, but also needs to like pay some bills. And just tomorrow you woke up and you're like, I got to figure out what I'm going to go do. What would you get after tomorrow?
You mean besides anything, like just take
yeah,
take
your world as
like
you
I'm
know
not
it today doesn't exist. Nothing that you're associated with
Right.
today. It's all gone. It doesn't even. We're in an alternate universe where those things don't even exist.
Okay. What I would do, but we have the internet in this alternate universe, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Super high
Okay.
speed. Starlink's been
Okay.
around forever.
What I would do is I would get online and I would find a need, and I would try to fill that need, whatever that need would be, and build a business around that. What I know that's kind of a cliche, tongue-in-cheek answer, but what I would do, like I would see, like like what I would build the business. I would spend a day or two thinking about how could I solve some problems and then create a business around that, because I don't know what would be going on there, but I know one thing's for sure: there's always going to be a need of a problem to get solved. There's always going to be, and it's rich people problems is what we want to cater towards that. We want to. It may be, I mean, it's taking garbage, or I wouldn't do that. I would, but I'm not above it. But I would find out what would need to be done and do it. But if I could have my dream one, it would be more of I love public speaking. I love to help. I love to help like not so much counsel, but I'd love to just like right now I go and speak in facilities with kids. I go to lockup facilities, I go to juvenile detention centers, and I go to jails and I speak in there. I speak in orphanages, I speak in foster places, group homes, and that's my passion. I love helping those kids that feel like they have nobody, because their parents usually suck and they own drugs and I left them in there. So I can't count the times I wouldn't spoke, and a year later somebody's like, "Hey, I remember you came. I'm out now, but you came up to the children's home, or you came to the group home, and you spoke, and that's more than money, dude. That's the best feeling in the world when somebody remembers you from a year later, and you motivated them to not give up on themselves."
Yeah, I did Big Brothers Big Sisters.
That's awesome, bro.
Kind of like when I was out of college, I did it, and I still stay in touch with my little bro. Not nearly as much as we used to. Now he's a man. Now he's a little man, but he went into the Navy. He's like he went from a rough situation to being a super like a dude that should be super proud of himself. And it's just cool to watch. It's cool to watch people like that kind of take off, and hopefully you had something to do with it. It's cool to see people get after their.
It's always the ones that have like the roughest life. That a lot of them turn out to be super freaking. Look what Jelly Roll's doing now. I mean, look how much people Jelly Roll's impacting. And been to prison, addicted to drugs, homeless. Now one of the biggest stars in the world. Just blessing people with cars and changing lives, and just going and talking to Congress about fentanyl, the problem in this, just crazy things. It's always the ones that's broken that does the most.
Yeah, they know the most about it in a funny way. They
do. They know what it's like to hurt. They know what it's like to not have nobody, man. And you don't know when you grow up with no mom and dad, or you don't have no siblings, and you're just in a place and you're just a number. You're in the state's custody and you're just there till you exit out at 18.
Until you're old enough to not be.
Yeah, and then you go out and then you just basically have no way to. At that point, you don't know how to function because you never had a family. Think about you trying to have a relationship as an adult when you never had any relationships with a parent. I mean, it's crazy. So mental health is very serious. I think that, but I don't want to go down the rabbit hole but that's what I would do. I would just, man, and that goes back to what you asked me earlier, man. My dream is to be able to make enough money to where I don't even have to worry about it, so that I can go around the world and make a difference, man. I want to travel around the world and I want to help. I want to make an impact, man. I don't care if I just have enough money for me to live on. I don't care about buying things and all that stuff, because that stuff don't really mean nothing. I mean, it's nice to have them. Money solves problems, obviously, but I'd much rather be able to save a kid that was kidnapped, like or abandoned or abused, and be able to make an impact and help them.
Heck yeah, dude. Yeah, man. I love it. I love it, Barry. Well, you got
that's kind of what it wasn't really a quick answer, but that's just what it is, man.
That's why I end with that question. You never know what you're gonna get, but you need to go eat some lasagna. I gotta go take a leak, and I got work to do. We got some work to do. It's a busy season. We gotta keep moving. I'm talking to Barry. Barry doesn't stop moving. I gotta keep moving. I got shit I gotta do. Barry, you go eat with the fam, dude.
We gotta get you some plants. We gotta get you some plants.
Bring a cactus with you. Bring a cactus with you. I'm gonna torment my kids with it when you come up here in June. Let me know. Schedule some dates. Shoot me some dates when you're coming up, and we'll do some fun stuff together.
I'm gonna get you a booby cactus,
dude. That's sounds right up my alley.
It's a booby cactus. I put it in a booby pot.
Yeah, I want a booby cactus and a booby pot.
You're getting a booby cactus. You are getting. Listen, you got to promise me you're going to put it on your desk.
Dude, I'll take care of that booby as best as anybody's ever taken care of a booby before. I'm just saying.
Right.
I will have the booby cactus. I'll take good care of it.
We'll end on that note, my friend.
Very good. Hey, man, not that I thought it would be anything different, but so good to hang out with you. We got to do it more often.
Yeah, brother.
Business nerds, I hope you enjoyed it as well. You guys all know what to do. Work smarter and harder. Go earn some pride. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.